Are you planning to learn UiPath Communications Mining? Before getting started with UiPath Communications Mining, it is required for you to understand the prerequisites of UiPath Communications Mining. For this, click on this breadcrumb symbol and then go to admin on your cloud.uipath.com. Once you open admin, the very first thing you have to see what kind of license you have. You need to have the enterprise license. If you see, I have an enterprise license indicated over here. This is the first criteria. The second criteria is that I should have few consumables, which is nothing but your AI units. I need to have AI units. For example, if you see, I have got around 120k AI units because I have got an enterprise license from UiPath. In case you do not have an enterprise license, you can request for one, which you may get a 60 days trial. You can look for that. If not, you can simply watch the video to understand the concepts and how you can utilize communications mining end to end from this video. Next, let's have a look. How do you access communication mining? To access communication mining, you have to click on this breadcrumb symbol. And then you have to click on more. And here in the more, you should see something called IXP. In case you do not see IXP, what you do, come back to the admin page. In the admin page for your tenant, I have a default tenant here. Click on the tenant and click on services. And here click on add services. In this one, you might see a name called IXP. For my tenant, the IXP is already added. IXP stands for Intelligent Extraction and Processing. This is a new name. The recent update came in 2025, known as IXP. You would not see it as a communication mining. The new name is IXP. This is what you have to enable in the add services in case you do not find. Once you have enabled IXP, click on the breadcrumb symbol and here you will be able to see IXP. Simply launch this IXP. And this is how the IXP would look like. IXP has got three different segments. One is called the communication data or the communication mining. The second one is unstructured and complex documentation. This is the second one. If you click the blue ribbon, if you see, it has come here and the dashboard has changed. If you see, if I click here, this is how the dashboard appears, where you have a create dataset. If I click on the second one, you see this is a different one. And the third one is again your document understanding. Okay, it will take you to the document understanding. Now, as we are interested in the communications mining, let's go back to IXP. And here, let's stay on the communication data. The next thing we have to see, how do you create a project? To create a project, here you see something called administration. You need to click on administration. This is one way to come to administration page. The second way, I will go back and here you see a cog symbol or a setting symbol. Click on the symbol and then it brings you to the administrator page. These are the two ways to come to the page. Now, once you are in this page, how do you create your very first project? So here you see there is something called project. By default, you will see a project here, default project. I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to click on this plus sign here. New communication mining project. I'm going to click on it. So this is how the new window would appear. Here I'm going to give a title. I'm going to say Automate with Rakesh test 1. Okay, I'll create a project. You can provide a description and then the project administrator, search by name or email. Now the project administrator is the guy who's, it can be you, while creating a project, or it can be somebody else, you can add it. So this is very important. So let me add my own name here. So simply type Rakesh. These names are coming from your admin page of the tenant. So whoever the users that you are already added to your orchestrator admin to your tenant, these are the names which should appear. So currently I'm the only one, so I'm going to select the name and I'm going to click on create. So by doing this, what happened? The project got created. Now once the project got created, the person who, let's say I am having the IXP project admin, I have this role. If I wanted to add more people to the project, how would you do it? To add more people to the project, for example, I click on assign role, right? And here you can search the names. So currently I am the only person, but if you have many people, you would find the names here. Simply type the name and you assign by selecting a role. So there are various roles: IXP analyst, IXP developer, IXP model trainer, IXP project admin, right? IXP stands for intelligent extraction and processing, IXP viewer. So like this, there are multiple different roles that you will be able to see. These are the legacy roles, the old roles. So you can select one of the appropriate role. Now, if you go to the roles, for example, if you wanted to understand what is this project admin, what are the powers this project admin has, you can click on this project admin. Okay, so role assignment, expand all. So you have all this permission, write permission, all these permissions you have. This is one way. And here also, if you click on this three dots, okay, here if you click on view, this is also another way to look at things. Okay, so likewise, you can go through all the different sections and understand what kind of access you are giving to a person. Okay, you can also create your own custom roles. This is pretty simple. Now imagine this is the project. So how do you go back? Simply click on some of the tab, click on manage access. I'll click on this and you see Rakesh has now created a project. Let's see how to add users to a project. Imagine there is a new person whom you have to give access. First of all, if you click on assign role, come to a project in the administrator tab, click on assign role, and if you're typing his name, right, and you are not getting it, for example, now what you do, you have to go back to the admin page of your cloud instance, your cloud.uipath.com. There you have to go and click on the admin. Now, first of all, I'm working on the tenant, default tenant. Now what I have to do, I have to first invite those users, the general process, how you do it. So you click on the organization symbol that you see. This is my organization and there are tenants inside that, like departments inside that. So here I have the organization. I'll click on this, click on accounts and local groups. And here I need to invite user. For example, whomever you would like to invite, you can leave it as everyone, for example, or you can, if you're inviting a developer, right, you can provide automation developer access, right? If you're inviting an administrator who should have admin access, you can select this. So based on the group membership and the email ID that you're going to invite, right, you click on invite, they will receive an email and they have to accept and they have to log into the cloud instance, the cloud.uipath.com. Once they have logged in and they have been added, right, then if you go back to the communication mining, because communication mining, one more thing you have to ensure in the tenant, right, in the tenant, which tenant have you enabled communication mining, you also need to see it. So here I have opened it and here I have the IXP enabled. So you have to inform that user, okay, you have to log into this specific tenant. So here you would find a drop down to change your tenants. So go to the right tenant and then launch IXP. So how do you launch the IXP? Again, click on the symbol, click on more and click on IXP. So this is how you launch the IXP and then come to communication data. Now here, once the user has been added to your organization, then you go to administration And after that, select the project in which you would like to add. It's not like just because he's added, he will have access to everything. He would only have access to default project. By default, everybody will have access. But a new project, when it is created, you should assign the role. Now, if you click on assign role and type the name to whom you have sent, you will be able to find it. And then you can select a proper role. Let's say he's a developer, then provide a developer access. He's a model trainer, he's a project admin, whatever it is. Based on that, you can provide the required access. This is how you provide an access. In case you would like to modify the access, what you do, you click on the dots, click on the edit, and then you would like to remove, you would like to add more accesses. All this can be done. Okay, pretty simple. All you need to remember, come to the administrator, manage access, select your project, and do rest of the things that you want. Okay, so this is how you would be managing and adding new uses to an existing communication mining project. Before we get started, it's a good idea to see some examples of UiPath communication mining. On my screen, there is an example from UiPath documentation for communication mining. On the left side, there is an email. Let's read this email. Hi, please can you return my money? I want to claim compensation. I'm traveling to Cork on flight from London on Thursday. So this is the email that is being sent to a support airline team. Communication mining can analyze your unstructured data. So email is a unstructured data and can give you certain insights about what is this email is about. Now imagine in a customer support, you may be getting thousands and thousands of emails. Somebody would be looking for a refund, somebody would be complaining, somebody would be need some help. It could be varieties of emails that can come. Now, communication mining can analyze your data and identify the intent and provide you with certain structured data output so that it is easy for the team to take action, or we can automate that using those specific data. So in this screen, if you see, it is clearly says, okay, I'm 95% confident that this email is about a refund. This email is about refund. This is one example. Let me show you another example from UiPath Academy. Let's have a look to this email. Okay, so there's an insurance policy update. The subject is written policy amendment created on so and so date from so and so person. And here let's read this. Our client wishes to change their name to John Robots. He has also moved to a new home. So he wants to change his name and he has also moved to a new home. That means what? He would like to change his address. The new address is this. Now in the same email, there is also another request. Can you please amend and issue updated docs? Its policy number is so and so. So the first person policy number, John Robot, policy number is XE18294. And there is one more request. Look at in the email. On XF929231, this is another policy number. They have also moved. Please can you update it to so. So there is another address change. So in an email, there are two requests. Now communication mining uses NLP. There is a LLM called a large language model called CommsPath. Now using CommsPath, the natural language processing model, it uses generative AI capabilities and a lot of things through which it can easily detect what is the intent of the email or what are the intents of the email, and then also give you the specific data points. So your unstructured data is now converted to a structured data. Look at the right side. So there is a label policy amendment, address change is one request and name change is your second request. There are, right? So in address change, there are two different requests. What is that in address change? For the first policy number 18294, this is the new address. And for the second policy number 929381, this is the second address. So there are 2 requests. Actually, in total, there are 3 requests. And the another request is about the name change, and for whom you have to do for XE18294 and John Robot should be the name change. Now look at the natural language processing. The model name is CommsPath. Now is capable of reading your unstructured data like an email and converting that to a structured format. Not only that, it also gives you the data points, the key data points that you need to process a request, like the policy number, the new address, the city, town, and all this information. Now imagine when this data comes as an output of communication mining, you can feed this data to a downstream automation. You can create one more automation which can take the data from the output of communication mining and do the rest of the automations. Now the communication mining is more designed to read your unstructured data and convert that to a structured data format that can be utilized in the downstream. I can feed it to an API, I can feed it to an automation, and to do rest of the actions followed by the communication mining action. Okay, so this is another example of communication mining, what it can do. I'll also show you one more example on a ITSM ticket. Now it is imagine there is a IT support or a service desk, lost access to Microsoft Office. Hi there is a second time I have raised a ticket, so that means he's unhappy, right? Look at the word second time. I have been logged out of my Microsoft Office account as my license has expired. So license has expired. Please could you renew as a matter of urgency? I have customer presentation today and need to access the pitch. So this is what a customer has written an email. So for communication mining, text data is important. What kind of a data? The data should be of a text format. It cannot process images. It cannot process attachments directly. It can take help of document understanding and process them. Now communication mining is more on processing text data. Okay, text data. Now this is a text data. The email is a text data. Extract key insights. So you can see it has extracted some key insights: system issue, license expired, software, Microsoft Office, employee ID, this. So it has given you the key data points automatically, right? As a human, you will read and capture the data points, right, from the email. Similar way, the communication mining can capture you the key data points available in the email or in the text data. Additionally, it also does another good thing: quality of service. It tells you what is the quality of service. So more red means it's negative. You can see 9.4, it's negative. That means customer is not happy because it's a follow-up. And how it identified? Because there is something written, this is the second time I have raised, so that means he's following up. Okay, so it can understand the intent of the email like a human being does. Urgent. So urgent, why? It a matter of urgency, so urgent, right? And tone is minus 6.8, slightly negative. I mean, if you don't help him, it can become an escalation. So through this you can also understand which areas you have to give priority, right? It works more like also a discovery tool. You can identify where you have to or an analytical tool or a discovery tool where you can also understand where to give priority. Okay, with the QoS, quality of service, and the tone. Looking at this data, you can easily take in quick action. Now imagine you have thousands of such kind of instances. You know where to focus, right? Which one is okay to follow up later, which is very urgent, somebody has to quickly look at things. So you get a overall picture as an output of the communication mining. Once the project is created, the next step is to create a data source. To create a data source, you have to be in the administrator page. And here, where you see manage access, go a little right and look for the tab sources. Okay, look for the tab called sources. Now, what is this data source? Now, for your project, you need a data input, right? Only then the communication mining can work on the data. Exactly. So this is the data source. How do you create a data source? The first step is you created a project using the plus sign and created a project. The second step is come to the sources and create a data source. Now here the interface is quite simple. All you do, click on new source and it will bring you to a page. And in this one, you can select your project for which you like to create your data source. So here we will be creating the data source for the test1 project. So I have selected. Now very important, we have to provide a name. Okay, let me provide a name. I will say automate with Rakesh test. So let's write something simple, test1 source. Because I'm creating a source, I'm naming it as also source. So test1 source. Now what happens here? The moment I typed the title, API name has automatically appeared. Now this will be used later. For now, if I highlight, you can see there's a black ribbon which says once the source name has been set, it cannot be changed. So that means you have to be very careful of what name what title you are giving to your source. The source name, okay? The title is nothing but the name of the source. So test1 source I've given. So exactly it's going to be remaining like that. Or else you can make a standard, let's say I will say source underscore test1. How you want, right? You can give a source and let's give a description here. This is for testing purpose and I'm going to hit on continue here. Now the next thing it asks, apply a bucket and set sensitive property for the source. Now this is little advanced. I'm not going to touch it now and leave it as it. This is not a mandatory field for you, so leave it as it and hit on continue. The third step, set the language and enable translation for your source. Now the data that you are going to provide, you can connect communication mining to an email source. I mean, I can have a live connection made through integration service and it can read your emails, continuous emails. I can connect to, for example, Salesforce. I can connect to ServiceNow tickets, right? Anytime there's a ticket, it can understand and start. So it can work real time. Now to start with, we will go very slow and learn the concepts one by one. So for the data, what language the data has? So English, German, multilingual. So it's English. So I'll keep it English. And then I'm going to hit on create source. Okay. Now this enable translation for English is not required. Now, for example, if I select German, it can handle multilingual, it can handle, okay. So I'll just leave it as English and click on create source. So this is how you created a source. Pretty simple. Click on create source and we are done. Once the source is created, the name that you have given, see the name you have given as source underscore test. This is where it is going to appear. If you want to delete, you can delete it and all of these things can be handled. So language you have selected as English. To use the source, create a data set or add it to an existing one. So this is the next step we are going to see. After creating a data source, for example, here we have created source underscore test1. The next thing is you are uploading the data into the source. You simply created a name. Now you have to upload the real data into this particular source. Let's see some of the key important aspects before uploading data. In communication mining, once the source is created, data can be uploaded via two different options. One is the integration service. Through integration, like you can integrate with Exchange integration, like your Outlook, Salesforce integration, ServiceNow integration, anything, right? The data source. This is one option, integration. The second option is static CSV upload. You can upload a CSV also. Your data can be uploaded through a CSV. These are two important things. Now, for example, to start with, you would go with a CSV file before we attempt integration. Let's go with the CSV. Now, for a CSV, who can upload a CSV data? There are two important aspects here. You should have sources admin and edit messages. These are the permission required. But with the new IXP, let's see what are those required permissions to upload a CSV into a data source. For this, we will move from sources to manage access. Okay. And here in the manage access, Here you have the project Automate with Rakesh test 1. This is the communication mining project we have created. Now, in case you would like to delete a project, I would also like to show you that. So if you click on the three dots, here you have the delete option, okay, just for your knowledge purpose. The next thing, we are focused on who can upload the data. Now for this, click on roles. Now in the roles, we will be more focused on all the IXP roles. IXP viewer, project admin, model trainer, developer, and analyst. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 roles which are currently there. Now I'm going to click on the project admin. If you click on the project admin, there are two kinds of permissions. One is the IXP, intelligent extraction and processing permissions, and the role assignment permission. So as an admin, I can create a role, I can delete a role, read, update the roles, and all these things I can do. Here, click on the sources. Here, if you see manage, I can create a source, I can modify a source, I can delete a source. So manage is the permission. So project admin, a person who has project admin can definitely manage the sources or upload the data. Now let's also look at one more thing. If you see here Dataset, here also you have export and manage. All these options are also present for the project admin. These are the two important areas. Let's look at the IXP developer. If you have got developer access, if you see dataset, you can export datasets via the user interface. You have permission. If I click on source, yes, you have also permission to create, modify, and delete the sources. So these are the two important permissions you should have. Now, for example, if I go with analyst, let's see the analyst. Analyst can only read it. Sources, you can only read it. Okay, this is a low level permission. Can view everything within a project, cannot import, export, annotate data. So IXP analyst is more on that. Just you have to view and analyze things. The next is model trainer, another permission. So here if you see dataset, you have review, you have write access. Okay. Update a dataset properties including sources, general fields, and models. You have permission. Sources, read sensitive. You have only limited permission for the sources. Okay, as a model trainer. IXP viewer with the name itself is very clear that you would only have the read permissions, right? So read permission. Here also you have read permissions. So for you to have a complete permission, either you should be an IXP developer or a project admin. Okay. Generally, we will give it as IXP developer to our developers who would be working on the communication mining. This should be the role you should at least have. The next step in communication mining is how to upload a CSV file into the source which we have created. So the very first question before we upload, how many rows of data one should upload? The minimum consideration what is given here is 2048 messages in a dataset, which can be made up to multiple similar sources. Datasets smaller than 2048 messages allow you to use comms mining feature besides cluster and general label. So you will not be able to use the clustering feature and labeling all these things. So minimum, my recommendation would be to start with, when you are starting understanding communication mining, at least take some 3000, 5000, 10,000 rows of data if you are uploading a CSV. In this example, I'm going to take 3000 rows of data. To upload data in communication mining in a CSV format, we will go to sources, and here the source that we had created last time, source underscore test1, you have to click on this button. Now this button is asking select a file. That means we have to prepare a CSV file or a data which we would like to analyze through communication mining. And remember, you will be charged 1 AI unit per created message. Basically, in my Excel file, for example, I have only one row of data. That means the moment it's analyzed by communication mining, 1 AI unit will be consumed. So number of rows, let's say you have got 10,000 rows of data. That means you would be spending 10,000 AI units. So when you are starting your learning journey, maybe we can keep it a limit of data. 2048 is the minimum limit. So I'm going to keep upload the 3000 as my CSV number of rows limit. I'll have 3000 rows of data in my CSV file. The next question that can come to your mind Can I upload an Excel file? So the answer is no. You can only upload a CSV file. The file should contain headers on the first line and be delimited by commas. That's a comma separated value, CSV. You can only upload a file which has an extension .csv. Okay, and there are a couple of important things that you should be aware. A minimum of 3 columns are required in your data. Minimum 3. You can have as many as you want, but minimum of 3 columns are required. The message text, the message, I mean, for example, hotel reviews. I want to review the hotels and understand what is the intent, what is the sentiment of people. Are they happy? Are they neutral? Are they unhappy? So I want to understand the sentiment. So the message or the text message which contains that feedback from the customer, that should be your main thing. So you should have a message column. You should have a timestamp column, and you should have a unique ID. For example, customer ID is a unique ID. So these are the 3 columns which are required. Now, how do you get a CSV file? I'm going to take help of ChatGPT. I'm going to prompt the few things. The file should contain headers on the first line and be delimited by comma or tabs. A minimum of 3. These are the couple of rules I have mentioned. Okay. And here I will say I need a fake hotel restaurant um, customer feedback. Okay. Which can be, you can write your own prompt, which can be positive, neutral, right, neutral, and negative. In total, the .csv file should contain um, 3000 rows of data with and having 3 columns. Okay, so this is what I have written. As you know, our third column is timestamp column, and there is also certain format that they expect. Okay, so this is uploading a CSV file into a source. This is where you would find this. I'm going to copy this, and in the chat GPT I'm going to simply say that for timestamp column, follow the suggested rule colon. I'll paste that, okay, to avoid ambiguity. So all that whatever I copied, simply I pasted. I'm going to hit on this and wait for ChatGPT to provide me a CSV file which contains 3000 rows of data. Alright, looks like ChatGPT has created a CSV file for me. Message ID, message, timestamp. Okay, very good. Let's see this. When I open the data, good, I can see I have got some 3000 rows of data. It was an average meal, the ambience was decent, excellent service and ambience. So you can see it has created different these are all fake reviews, but again, yeah, I got a data for communication mining. I'll also try to open this file in a notepad and see how the data is coming. Now one thing what I see is a problem. It did not maintain double quotes. Do you see? It should have double quotes. If we come back to the documentation, here they have written all text fields in your CSV file should be surrounded by double quotes. Okay, so it should be surrounded by double quotes wherein it has not. Okay, so what we should do, we should copy this. I'll come back to ChatGPT and I'm going to write a prompt. I'm okay with the data. However, there are few improvements required. Okay, so I'll write this. All text fields in your CSV file should be surrounded by double quotes. Ensure you follow this rule, and the message can be multi-line, not can be multi-line uh, messages. Okay, so because it has written single lines, let me hit enter and let's see what ChatGPT is going to give me next. Okay, I got this. Let's open this. I'm trying to open the second file in a notepad just to see, yeah, message, timestamp, you see everything is in double quote, which looks perfect for me now. So let's use this data. So let's be back to this once again, just to show you how I came back to this one. Let me start again. I need to click on administration, click on source, and the source that you have already created here you have to click on, and then you come to this particular page. The very first thing, let's upload the CSV file. I'm going to click on select file, and this is the file. I'm going to select that, click on open, and then it is asking me, okay, you have uploaded the file. Now your file can have multiple columns. Which column you want me to analyze? You tell me that. So here the required columns, message ID column, which ID contains your message. Choose a column with a unique ID. So we saw there is a ID column, I mean a message ID. This is the column that ChatGPT has created for us. I'm going to select that. Your message column, choose which column contains the message text, the review. So for this, I'll be saying this. Message is HTML extract, no, so leave that. Which column contains your timestamp? I have a timestamp column. Timestamp format options, so leave it as it is, do not make any changes. I'm going to leave as it is. Okay. Then additional columns, do you have a subject, do you have a sender, two column? I don't have in my data because this is the very first time we are trying to upload a data and see how communication mine is performing. So we have kept our data limited. Fine. User properties, string user properties, this is not required. Choose categorical column to import a string user properties, this is not required. Number user properties not required. I'm simply going to click on upload. Okay, simply defining which column is what, and then you are going to three important columns as it said, right? So when you're uploading CSV, the three important columns we have given, and then we are trying to upload. This is going to take a little bit of time. After waiting for few minutes, all my 3000 rows of data has been uploaded. This also tells me this 3000 data means you are going to consume 3000 AI units. In total, 3000 new messages were added, 0 already existed and were changed, 0 already existed unchanged. I mean, it is a fresh data, it means. Now, what is the next step? Here you can see none of your datasets are connected to this source. So you have created a source where you have the data. Add it to an existing data set. If you already have created a data set, you add it to it or create a new one. Now, what is this data set? So the next thing that we are going to learn is what is a data set and how do you create a data set and then connect or add the source, the data that you have actually added, uploaded to a data set. To create a data set, I can click on create a new one. This is one way, or else I'll just close this, go back to the home page, and here you have the option create dataset. Both the ways you can do it. Let's do this way. I'm going to come to the home page of communication data, click on create dataset, and here let's provide a dataset name. Because it's a dataset, I'm going to start with the name dataset underscore, and I'm going to say hotel reviews. Okay, hotel reviews. So here automatically it's going to give a API name. Okay, exactly whatever you have typed it here, it is going to commit here. API name cannot be changed later. So this is the important point. Now how to use this API, that is the next thing. Okay, now for now just leave it as it is, and here it is asking you for which project this data set you are creating. So you remember there is a default project when you start communication mining, and the one we have created in this starting of this course. I'm going to select this one, automate with Rakesh test one. This is the project I'm going to select, and then it is asking use generative AI features. So leave it as it is. We will use the generative AI features. Okay. Existing source. How do you have a source already? Yes, we have a source, right? If not, if you go with a new source, this is our very first step we have already created. So click on existing source and select the source. So source test one, where we have uploaded our CSV. So select that source. Once this is done, Model language, I will leave it as English. Use this model language if all data sources are in English, because for us it's English. Use this model language if data source include any other languages besides English. If it is any other language, then you go with multilingual. I'll go with English and hit on next. Okay. Now here it says define labels. Labels capture the intent or concepts within the messages. So whatever messages you have, what labels would you like to give? To describe hierarchy, for example, it is a hotel, hotel ambience, this is one category. Hotel, food, another category. Like that, you can create different labels. No labels has been added. Click add label to import labels. Okay. So for the time being, you can let's do it. Let's click on add label. So what is known to you? Later you can add more labels also. So the first label I'll say hotel. Okay, hotel. Write a description. Leave that. If you want, you can put it. So and then I'll click on plus sign. So under hotel, what are the different things the customers can give feedback? To create your labels, your understanding of the data is important so that you can create the appropriate labels. So if you read this manually, the food was cold and tasteless. So this is more on food. So let's go back and simply create a category here called food. Okay. All right. Let's click on the plus sign. Let's go back and see excellent service. So another thing is service. Okay. So I can create one more here called service. Okay. Like this. You can click on, you can keep creating. The other thing is about ambience. Okay, so let's ambience. Perfect. Food, it was an average meal, noisy, too noisy, so it's more on ambience, right? Great value for money, highly recommended. So it's the cost, right? It's more cost. Okay, cost, food cost, maybe. uh, Food and service cost, right? Food and service cost. There's another category. Loved the experience, will visit again, too noisy, loved the experience. Okay. And then the other thing can be food, and here I can create one more category called um, food and service, and then I can create one more category called overall experience, right? Overall experience. Good. So like that, you can keep on adding as much you want. Neither good nor bad, just fine. Absolutely delicious, right? Food, this is all almost about food. So I have created few labels, and later also you can create your own set of labels. That's not a problem. So let's leave it at the moment and hit on next. So let's read the best practices. Labels capture the intents and concepts within the message. Okay, this is why you are creating labels, so that it can categorize the data that you have provided, which label it best fits into. Okay, so hit on next. So here, this is important. Additional settings. Quality of service computes a combined score on intent, impact of messages and its tone for analyzing, monitoring, and prioritizing teams interaction. Tone analysis, label sentiments, predicts each label with positive, negative sentiments, useful only for feedback and review use cases. Note the settings cannot be changed once dataset is created. So here, so if for example, if I go with this two, quality of service, tone of analysis, so it gives you chaser, escalation, urgent, exception, dispute, above. So pre-trained quality scores, are they escalating on something? So here I think for me the label of sentiment is more important rather than quality of service, tone of analysis. I would rather use this for label sentiments. Predicts each label with positive, negative sentiments. Useful only for feedback and review use cases. Note these settings cannot be changed. It's okay. Later you can test one more, the same test data with these two options. So I will leave it as it is. Label sentiment and click on create. Now what is happening? Here we have around 3005 messages. Okay, and no predictions available yet. The data set has insufficient messages in it for training. Now you can see the updating the training model version 0. on the top, if you see, the training has automatically started. So here you need to wait for the training to complete. So the Gen AI, the CommPath LLM, large language model, this all are now acting on your data, and this would take certain time. Let's wait here and let it complete. Here you would get a message. Once it is complete, then we'll come back and continue the next. After a while, let's see what happened on the dataset. I'm back on the dataset, and if you see, this is what happened. So now it is saying the label modeling has got a 35 score, which is poor, and it has taken some 3005 messages, labels, and a couple of things. And there are multiple buttons here. We will learn all of this button one by one. I am now interested what happened to my AI units. How much data is consumed? Here it is saying 3005 messages. So total how many AI units are consumed? For this, I will go here and I need to go to the admin panel to see my data, my AI units consumption. I'll click on the organization symbol here. If you see, this is my organization. I'll click on that. I'll click on licenses. And here I am going to click on consumables. Here I have got AI units. Let me click on view usage. And here if you see, communication mining has consumed 3005 AI units. So what it exactly tells you, if your Excel row in your CSV file, what I've uploaded, depending on the number of rows the CSV has or your input has, each row is going to consume one AI unit roughly. Okay, roughly each row is going to consume one AI unit. Now here you can see a proof. It has consumed almost 3005 AI units of mine. Okay, all right, after this let's go back to IXP, and here to open up your dataset, in the home page itself you have the dataset name. You can open it from here, or else you can click on administration, sources. I think this is not the good way. I think the best way is you come to the IXP homepage, and from here you need to click on dataset hotel review, and it will again bring back you to the page. If you have got multiple dataset, here you can change it based on which dataset you would like to review. You can change it. Now we have to start the model training, and the very first step in the model training is taxonomy design. For this, you should be in your dataset. Now I am on my dataset. I'm going to click on settings, and here I have taxonomy. I'm going to click on taxonomy. While creating the dataset, we have also created few labels. You can go ahead and add more. It is an optional thing when you start, but it is a must when you have to use communication mining. You need to define the labels. This is a very first step. Labels and extraction fields. Under taxonomy, labels and extraction fields. Labels are very, very important for communication mining. So initially we have defined few. What if I would like to modify? For example, if you see food and service cost I have written, I think this is slightly wrong, and the prediction also didn't choose this one. So what I will do, I can always edit this, and I can create a branch here. I'll say this is related to price. So food price, people are happy about the food price, they're unhappy about the food price. I want to know. So here auto generated out of office quality of service, so leave it. So leave everything as it is, and then I'm going to hit on save. Okay, name changes will have impact on model, so click on confirm. Okay, no such label hotel food. There's an error that has come. Cancel. If this doesn't work, maybe I can just delete it and then create one more. Okay, so here I'll create a new label, and I will simply, I have to type hotel, inside that food category, and inside the food category I'm going to talk about the price, and I'm going to click on add. Okay, so I've created one more label, hotel food price. Now, the best thing, you have to spend a lot of time on your dataset. That means you basically should have knowledge on your dataset. So this label should be defined either with the help of a subject matter expert, or the developer sitting with a subject matter expert, or having knowledge on the dataset. So here, because it's simple data, we can do it together. Now, for example, let's read some of them randomly. Great value for money, highly recommended. So it is talking about the money, right? So cost. So hotel, I will create one more label here. I'll say hotel, and I'm going to say uh, costs. Okay. Okay. I'll add. Likewise, let's read loved experience, visit again. Great value for the money. Loved the experience, will visit again. The food was absolutely delicious, so it will come under food. Okay. So food taste, right? I can create one more label called hotel food taste. So you can create as many as labels as required. Okay. So your objective, what is your objective? What you want to literally get out of this? So here, because it's a CSV file, and my goal at this time is to get some analytics through communication mining. You can do analytics, you can do automations. So in this one, I wanted to do analytics to start with. The next thing, we can look for an automation where we would be extracting fields. So when you expand this, it has something called extraction fields. I don't need any field to be extracted at this moment. Reason being, I just want to do analytics on the available data set. I don't want to get any fields for my downstream automations. So for that, that's why I'm going to leave it at the moment blank. Fine. It was an average meal, so it will come under food taste or whatever, right? Good, not bad, just fine. The food was absolutely delicious. Okay. Wait time was too long. Okay. Wait time. So it's about service wait time, right? So I'll say new label, hotel service wait time. Okay. Wait time. So I'm going to add this. So likewise, you have to literally sit with your data and try to create as many labels as you want. Okay, let's spend more time. Extremely overpriced. So it is talking about the food price. Okay, food was absolutely delicious. It was an average meal. Ambience was decent ambience. Overall experience. Okay, hotel ambience. So I'll say new label, hotel ambience. Okay, this is another one I have created. The ambience was decent, extremely overpriced. So it's talking about price. Ambience was decent. I think the ChatGPT has repeated few words. That's okay. Too noisy. So noisy and unclean environment. Okay, cleanliness. So I'll say hotel cleanliness, cleanliness. Okay. Uh, so I have added that. You can add as many as you want. Then audio, hotel sound, right, sound. So people might complain about loud noise. So let's put that. Very poor service. So for service, I think we have one. Okay. The absolutely delicious, very poor service, extremely neither good not bad, loved, it was an average meal. So uh, so neither good nor bad. Okay. So here, overall experience, so it will come under overall experience. The food was absolutely delicious. Food was unclean environment. Okay, unclean. The food was cold, tasteless. So food taste, I want to see how many times my customers were served cold food. So let's have this as one. So it is always, there is no strict rule. It is always what is your objective, what you wanted to detect, right? So food, I'm saying cold. Okay, I'm adding one more thing. Price, taste, food was cold. Okay, this is one. Too noisy, very poor service, not coming again, great value for money, too noisy. Okay, I think most of the things have been repeated by ChatGPT. Extremely overpriced. Okay, neither good nor bad, just fine. Service could be better. It was an average meal. Ambience was decent. Great value. Okay, so now you can see, I think most of the You can always come back and add more labels as you want. Okay, it's not just what you have defined just now. You can add more, you can remove, you can delete, you can do as much. It is always depends on the objective. Let's say the objective has changed. Now my only focus is not to detect anything. I just want to detect hotel food cold. So wherever the food was cold, only I want to see that or do some analytics, I can do it. Here our text is pretty small, but you can imagine people writing paragraphs, right? So there it will be more helpful. But here, because I've used a chat GPT, but I can still prompt and make it more improvised version where I can have large number of text, a paragraph kind of a thing rather than a single line. But it's okay because this is our testing and learning. So let's do it. So I'm fine with this. And then there is something called general fields, currently not required. Field types, date, extract text, infer text, monetary quantity, number. The few automatically detected, that's okay. But I am not interested at this moment on the field types. So right now, the very first thing that we have completed is designing our taxonomy. This can be done in various ways. You can download the CSV, for example. Okay, now let's see. So let me open one of the downloaded CSV. So this is how it works. Okay, you can also create an Excel, something like this, right, with the field name and all this. So you can create an Excel, and then you can, I feel there is also an option in IXP. You can import from a spreadsheet. Okay, so that also you can do. So whatever you feel like, you want to do it on the UI, you want to, if you have thousands of labels, you want to draft it in an Excel and then upload, both the things you can try it out. Now the taxonomy, the very first step of creating a taxonomy is done. Let's have an understanding of the large language models that are working behind the scene for communication mining. If you come to a data set, right, that you can do by going to IXP, click on dataset hotel, any of your dataset, and then click on settings. Here you will see there are two generative extraction AI features which are available in the settings in the dataset. The first one is use generative AI feature. This one uses UiPath's proprietary CommsPath LLM. It's known as CommsPath or Communication Path, CommsPath LLM large language model. There's also another feature called use preview generative extraction model. Now this preview generative extraction model, this is has few differences. Which one, when to go for this, when to go for this, I'm going to tell you. In this one, the LLM that is used in the background is a Microsoft OpenAI GPT model. It's Azure OpenAI GPT model that works behind the scene when you enable this option. Okay, when you enable this option. Now, what is the difference? The CommsPath LLM, the first one, is capable to handle or extract around 30 fields from your data. I need the username, I need the account number, I need the address, I need the policy number. So you can extract up to 30 fields from a single text message. Now, if you need more than 30 extractions to be done, as per the current documentation, you should go with use preview generative extraction model. If you need more than 30 extraction fields from a single entity, for example, you have got 1000 rows of data. In that, for each row you want to extract 30 fields, more than 30 fields, then you should go with this generative extraction model. Clear? Now what are the other differences? Now, generative AI feature, the CommsPath LLM has very low latency. I mean, the speed is more. In this one, UiPath cannot guarantee the speed. There could be latencies because it's using the external one. But here the latency is quite low and it does the job quite faster. But it has a limitation of 30 extraction fields, what I read from the documentation just now. Now, the interesting stuff begins. We will start the model training discover. Let me show you in IXP. Here, once you have opened the dataset, the very first tab that you have, the train you have, and then the second tab you have is discover. This is what we have to start. Now, what does this discover means? Let me show you. Now, let's read the documentation. The discover page performs two key functions. The first one and the second one. The first one, it helps you to discover interesting cluster of messages. Now, what is this meaning? Interesting cluster of messages. Let's see that. For example, if you see here in the discover, you have the cluster and you have the search. Now let's look at the cluster. In the cluster, how many amount of data that we have uploaded? Around 3000 rows of data we have uploaded through a CSV file. Now, how many clusters it has created? Around 20 clusters. It depends. Sometimes it can create 30. It depends. Okay. So this is a unsupervised learning. The AI would automatically understand. Okay. Cluster means a block of messages which falls in under a certain category. For example, if you see here, the food was cold and tasteless. So this is falls under food, right? So I think it has captured some similar messages because I've uploaded a CSV where it has repeated those messages several times through ChatGPT have created. How you can understand, this is one cluster which is talking about food. Let's switch to second cluster, for example. Now the second cluster, overall experience, the noisy and unclean environment. So this is on overall experience. If I switch to some other cluster, this is on both food and overall experience. Okay, so the AI is automatically detecting which the message falls, which category the message falls into. The ambience was decent, so overall experience. So it is, you can also define your own labels. Let's go back to the documentation once again. Clusters are themes of messages which the platform has identified as sharing similar intent or concept. So it has a similar intent. It's talking about food, it is talking about ambience, it is talking about staffs, it's talking about service, it's talking about overall experience. These are specific intent, the objectives that you would like to understand. When data is uploaded, the platform uses unsupervised learning. Remember this. That means automatically it will do it for you. It reads and interprets the data without any human training. Automatically, only thing you have to do, confirm it whether it has detected the right thing or the wrong thing. You are trying to train the model. Okay, what you have selected is a right thing. What you have selected is a wrong thing. This is what you should have selected. So that kind of a training we will do in the discover. Okay, in the discover we are going to apply the labels. Okay, the specific label, or if they are correct, we can simply apply them. This functionality makes discovering new intents and applying labels easier and faster, and is typically the first step in model training process. Okay, this is typically your first step in your model training process. After a significant amount of training is completed or a significant amount of data added to the dataset, Discover will retrain and present you with new clusters of unviewed messages. Something that you haven't viewed in your dataset, it can also retrain itself and show you something new. When Discover retrains, it takes into account the existing taxonomy, the taxonomy that you have created, in order to present you with new clusters that are still interesting to you. So this will happen through a unsupervised learning. It will automatically do it for you. And after you have trained, again, it can get you some more new clusters. Secondly, the second thing that the Discover process does, Discover allows user to annotate messages in bulk as well as individually using either cluster function discussed above or the search function. So what is the search function? For example, I want to understand, I want to understand more in the food related. Okay, so I simply hit on food. So it is going to try to pull the different messages which were related to food. Food was absolutely delicious, tasteless. Okay, so different. So that these are the second option. You can use the search option. If you do not find in the cluster, the supervised learning, the unsupervised learning could not find it, and you want to search and annotate, that also you can do. It's more of your training the AI, right? What you have selected is right or wrong. What you have not selected, this could have been a label, like that. You will be training the model. Search function. As the message, each cluster should contain similar intent and concept. The bulk annotate functionality is a helpful tool to quickly train the model. So there is a bulk annotate. I'll show you. The search function allows you to search for key terms or phrases that you know may be relevant to certain labels that you want to capture. Okay, so this is about the discover. Now let's go back to communication mining and start doing it. Okay, let's start from our very first cluster, because this is going to be a live practical exercise we are doing. I'll also do it completely and it's going to be a little time taking, but again this will give you the entire experience of how to use communication mining. Let me try the best. So here the very first cluster, it is talking about the food was cold and tasteless. So what you can do, you see all the messages are same, and here the label that they have applied is hotel food. Let's say I'm not happy about the label. You can click on the label and select what is right you think. So the food were cold, right? I am saying food cold, tasteless. So here I'll select one more label, and he was unhappy about this. Add one more label, the food the food taste was not good and he was unhappy about it, right? Tasteless. So there are two different, just click on this, one is happy, the other one is unhappy. So I've selected, so you can see both of them come in red or orange in color, right? Okay, now the same thing is applicable to all of this. So I'm going to simply select, so food was cold, right, unhappy, and add label, the food was food taste, right? The food taste, he was unhappy. Okay, I'm trying to understand the sentiment. So these are the two labels which I feel are the right ones. Now let's say you are not happy with the suggested label on the top, you can remove it, and here itself I'll apply a R label. I'll say food, not this one, food cold and unhappy. This is one, hotel food cold, and I'll add one more label called taste, and he was unhappy about the taste. Okay, now what I will do, I'll select all the messages, and then I'm going to click on apply label. So you can see the moment I did this, all of the labels that I've selected, right, has been applied, hotel food, and all of them are red. So I'm done the training, I'm happy with it. Now let's move on to the next page. Okay, next cluster. So I'll click on next. Now what is the next cluster? And here you see the updating is automatically happening, training the model version 21, applying the predictions from model version 20. So it is automatically training your model. Now look at this one, too noisy and unclean environment, and all the messages are same because I told you my CSV has something duplicate rows. That's okay. Now here, looking at the message, too noisy and unclean environment. Now what label would you like to apply? Let me remove this and let me see, um, noisy and unclean environment, right? So it's talking about hotel cleanliness. That is one, and he was unhappy, definitely. And there's another label about the noise, the sound. Okay, I'm going to select the sound, and I'm going to say he was unhappy, and I'm going to select. So here you can see, here you have a button invert selection. So I'm going to select all the messages. You have got a tick mark. If you remove it, the tick mark is gone. So I'm going to select all the messages, because sometimes you might see a message which is not of this category. So you can choose, for example, this is not of this category, I can unselect it. Okay, so once you have selected, everything is same. So I'm going to click on apply label. Done. Now after I have done, I'm going to hit on next. Okay, same thing, let's continue. The food was absolutely amazing, the service was top notch. So he has given, the green one means he was happy, hotel food, hotel service, he was happy. So I'm okay with this, apply label. Okay, I'm going to apply the label. Now it is updating. Perfect. I don't know if that has literally applied or not. Let me select it again, apply label. Label suggestion reason also, you'll see the communication highlights both the quality of food and the service, allowing the application hotel food and so this is the why I have selected this. The AI is telling you both labels align well with the description provided, ensuring this. Okay, so these are the things I'm happy. Now the thing is, if I have to select, you have to make them click on it so that it's selected, and I'm okay with the service also. Let me select this, and now let's apply label. So when you apply label, it should appear here. Okay, it should appear here, and you see the training is happening. Good, I'm okay with the cluster 3. Let's move on to the next cluster. Loved the deserts, here would definitely come back. So he's happy, right? So I'm going to select this. So green means he's happy, the intent is positive. would definitely come back. So he's talking about food and he's happy about the food, hence it can come back. So I'm going to click on apply labels. Okay, the food label is applied. Okay, hotel food. Okay, now this hotel food is applied. I'm happy with this. Let's move on to the next. Now overall experience, I'm training the cluster 6. Neither good nor bad, just fine. Neither good nor bad, just fine. So that means they were neutral, neither good nor bad. So all the messages are almost same here. So I would keep it positive. So positive and negative, these are two intents you have. So I'll go with the positive. Okay, he's okay. I mean, at least not negative. So I'm okay with this. And I'm going to apply. See, you can only apply label when they become green in color, right? Click on apply. It is applied and I'm happy with this, and move on to the next cluster. Now the next cluster is hotel. Read this. Decent place for a quick meal. Nothing extraordinary, but not bad either. So decent place for quick meal. So it is also talking about service. So here it has only selected food. Let me add one service. Okay. He is happy about the service. Okay. And he's happy. And here also I think he is happy. I'll change it to green. Hotel service is happy. I'll change it to green. Hotel food is happy. I'll change it to green. Okay. Red means is unhappy. Green means is happy. I'm okay with this label. I'm going to apply it. And I'm going to move next. Okay, I've applied. Then let's move on to next. Now if you want to see what happened to the previous clusters, for example, if you go back, all the data that you have worked, it is still there. Okay, now we are into the cluster 8. Let's read this. Extremely overpriced for the quality. So I think the messages are all same. So here this cluster of messages, overpriced for the quality. So he is basically looking on the cost. On the cost, he is unhappy. Correct. So he's unhappy. So the AI has predicted correctly hotel food and service service cost. Okay, he's unhappy about this. Okay, so if you if you want to apply your own labels, you can remove it. Add label. Let's say I just want to keep it in this category, hotel cost. Okay, extremely overpriced for the quality. So I'll say cost, and he's unhappy about this. So I'll select this. So you can do this kind of a training. You are training your model. Hey, don't say this, say this. This is the label you apply. So I'm training the model. I'm okay with this. Let's move next. Here the AI has selected overall experience as a label. Let's read it. The ambience was decent. I think this is fine. I'm going to click on this and it has become green. I'm going to click on apply labels. Now for the cluster 9, the label has been applied. Let's move next. Okay, now if you see the updating time to time, see model version 27. So the version numbers are keep changing. The more clusters you are applying, more training you are doing, the version name is keep on changing. Let's move on to the cluster number 10. So by default, AI has selected red one. That means customer is not happy. But again, it's not red in color. You have to click. If you say if it is right, you can click on it and make it red. Let's read this. Very poor service, not coming again. Definitely this is a red one. Okay, I'm okay with this. So it is talking about service. I'm going to click on this. So hotel service is not good. So I think the AI has done a pretty good job. I'm going to click on apply label and move to the next cluster. Okay, so cluster is a group of similar messages. Now let's read the other messages. The experience was okay, nothing exceptional. Okay, exceptional. So you have only two green and there's nothing neutral here, positive or negative sentiment. Okay, positive or negative sentiment. So it looks like a positive sentiment for me. I'm okay with what AI has done. Select it, apply labels. Perfect. Let's move on to the cluster. So this is where you have to spend time. So you are acting as a what? As a communication mining trainer. You are training the model. You are a trainer who is training the model. Okay, to tell him whatever he has selected is right or wrong. Now let's look at this. So AI has selected hotel food. Let's read it. The food was absolutely delicious. The food was absolutely delicious. Okay, I think this is a similar group of messages. I think I'm okay with this. What AI has done, I'm going to select it, give it an approval. Okay, and then apply the labels. Perfect. Let's move on to the next cluster. So here the AI selected hotel service green. Okay, let's read it. Service could be better, but not bad overall. So I think he's happy, positive intent. I'm okay with this. Let's click on it and make it green. And I'm going to apply labels. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, here AI has selected red. Very disappointed with the quality of food, not worth the price. So it is not, he's only not about the service, he's more particular about the food. The very disappointed with the quality of the food. Okay, it's not about the service. So I'm not okay with this AI, what AI is given. I'm going to just remove it, click on add label, and he is not happy with the food. So I'll simply select food. Okay, and he was unhappy. I'll select this unhappy smiley. And then I'm going to apply the labels. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next one. And you can see the version number keep on changing. Now we have in the 33 version. All right, let's go on to the cluster number 15. So here AI has selected green one, overall experience. Great value for money, highly recommended. Da, 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 da. So I think it looks good. I'm okay with what AI has suggested. I'm going to click here and make it green. Click on apply labels. Perfect. Let's move on to the next cluster, cluster number 60. Hotel service. It has given a green. Let's see. So when you click on green, you can toggle it. Okay. Here you see why green is having a unhappy smiley. No, it's telling you can, if you click on it, it'll become red. Okay. So see, it has become red. Okay. So let's go back and come again. Okay. So this is what the AI has suggested. Hotel service. Staff were very courteous and helpful. So it is talking more on the staff. So I'm not going to select hotel service here. Rather, I have a particular service staff. Okay, I'm going to select this and I'm going to say they are happy. So now the AI is going to understand whenever he finds the word staff, better it selects staff. Okay, I'm going to click on apply labels and the labels are applied. Now I'm going to move to the next. Now I'm the cluster number 17. Now look at it. It was an average meal. It was an average meal, average meal, average meal. At least he's not unhappy. So it is talking about food. So I'm okay with what AI suggested. I'm going to click on this, click on the button and make it green. And I'm going to apply the labels and I'm going to move next. So out of this 3000 data, you are just training a small subset of the data so that the AI will understand whatever I have done, whether was it right or wrong through a human intervention here. So the human is training, I am training it. Okay, let's move on to the next cluster. Hotel overall experience. Loved the experience, will visit again. So he's definitely positive. So it's an overall experience. Okay, experience. So I'm fine with what AI has done. I'm going to apply the labels and I'm going to move to the next cluster. Now look at hotel service. What AI has suggested in green. That means they are happy. Excellent service and ambience. Excellent service and ambience. Okay. Let's see if I can add something around ambience also. So hotel ambience. Okay. Hotel service and hotel ambience. He's happy. So I've added two. Okay. Hotel ambience and hotel service also he's happy. So three things I will apply and I'm going to click on apply label. So you should apply as many labels, whatever you feel is applicable, you can apply. And you have the option, let's say this message is not, should not be considered. This you can unselect it. Okay. Okay, I've applied. I'm okay with the cluster 19. Let's move to the next. Next is customer service. This one. Okay. So it is a red one. Wait time was too long. Wait time was too long. Wait time was too long. Now let's see. Okay, I have something called wait time. Okay, I also have a wait time. So I think the AI has done the right job. I'm going to click on apply label. I'm going to, okay, I'm done. So all the clusters has been trained now. Okay, now the very first stuff that you have completed the discover. In the discover, you have trained your AI model. So if you go like this, or if you switch, you can see what you had given. So now the training is applying the predictions from model version 39. So whatever you have given, based on that, it is applying the training to the existing model. So what is happening if you go to the models, here you would see what is the current version number. The version number is 39. How come it has come to 39? Because continuously we are trying to train the clusters. So accordingly, automatically it is going to change its version. Now currently the version number is 39. Changes made, 217. Okay, 217 changes were made. Duration you took, this is what the duration the AI has taken. That's okay. So now if I come back to the discover, now the discover process, right? Now if you see, it has brought few more additional clusters. Okay, if you see it now, I came back to discover, and here again it has brought few more clusters. Okay, let's go back to one. So ambience was nice, but food was just average. So it was talking about ambience was nice. So I'll click on add label. So here ambience he was positive, and food was just average. So food, hotel food. When he said average, I think it's okay. I'll keep it as positive, at least not bad. So these are the two things I have assigned. Okay, add labels, delete assigned labels. Okay, it has already assigned the labels. Let's move on to some other cluster. Staff are very courteous. Okay, I think it is doing certain thing. Let's wait for some time, and then once, because we have already trained, I think it's the same set of messages. Oh no, this is a new set of messages. Okay, so for example, if I go to the cluster one, add label, delete assigned labels, invert selections. Let's move on to the next. Okay, so some of the labels are auto applied here, some of the labels are not applied. Great value for money, highly recommended. So is happy. Okay, I think the page is not loading at the moment. Let's get back to this after a while. Okay, once everything is complete here, then we'll get back to this document. After a while, I have come back to IXP. I'm opening the dataset, and then let's go to the discover, and let's see. Now it has presented me, I think it has presented me few more clusters. Okay, let's go through it. If you want to train them, you can do it. Let's quickly do it. Cluster one, hotel, the ambience was nice. Okay, I'm fine with this, and the food was just average, so I'm okay with this. Click on, first you make this green, and then apply labels. Okay, it is applied. Let's move on to the next one. So here it has given, so wherever you see it's not red, I mean not fully, it's not filled, that means the AI is suggesting you a few more things. Okay, so here I'm okay. Hotel service wait time. Now after you have done your first training, you are also checking how currently the predictions are happening. Okay, now look at it. Wait time was too long, so here it has given service wait time. So I think it has done a pretty good job, so I'm okay with this. Hotel cost, great value for the money, highly recommended, I think I'm okay with this. Next, staff were very courteous and helpful. Staff were very courteous and helpful. So it is talking about staff. I think it is doing a great job now. Next, extremely overpriced the quality. So it is talking about cost. So some trainings you have done right last time. It is giving you a more similar set of things, so that just to check whether the AI is currently doing the right job or not. The food was cold and tasteless. Cold taste, yeah, it has done a good job. Tag, select it, and then apply labels. Move next. Okay, ambience, it's talking about ambience. Yes, it is doing good job. So apply labels. Next, then it is talking about food taste, average meal. Okay, that last time I made it green, so it is learning, okay, from your path, this one. So I'm going to click on apply labels, move to the next. Hotel ambience and hotel service, excellent service. Okay, select it, apply labels. Okay, and move next. Hotel cleanliness, hotel sound, noisy, unclean. Okay, yeah, correct, this is what it should do. Correct, and then apply labels, and go to next. Okay, now hotel overall experience. So I think the experience was okay, nothing exceptional, so I think I'm fine. Net sentiment is negative. Okay, so one thing we can do, make this, turn it to, click on this and make it negative. Okay, apply labels. Next, overall experience. Okay, overall experience, if you see, neither good nor bad. So here this is correct, here this is correct, neither good nor bad. So I think I will go with this one. Okay, hotel service wait time. So I'll overall experience. So I will select here the wait time. Okay, wait time negative. I'm going to apply labels and move to the next. Hotel food taste service wait time. Okay, the food was absolutely delicious. The food was absolutely delicious, 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 delicious. So here it is talking about food taste. Okay, so it should be agreed one. I'm going to apply label and move on to next. Hotel service could be better, but not bad overall. Not bad overall. So I want to keep it positive. So I'm fine with this. Apply labels. Move to the next cluster. Customer service negative. Very poor service. So I'm okay with this. Okay. Apply labels. Next, overall experience. Loved the experience. Will visit again. So that's looks good. I'm going to apply labels and I'm okay with this. Okay, now it is updating. So likewise, it might present you as many times it wants to learn from you. It can present you more clusters. So I think I have done enough of training and the AI should be able to now do things for me. Now once you are done with the cluster, let me go back to UiPath homepage, IXP homepage, open the dataset once again, okay, and come to the discover once again. So here if you see, it is again presenting you some more data. So if you click on this question mark, new clusters are regenerated once enough labels have been applied or a significant volume of data is added to the dataset. These new clusters only contain unannotated messages. So it can present you more and more and more set of data, because more you train it, more better it will be. So it might present you more and more things. Now, one thing that might hit our minds, what is happening because I'm training the model? Is it consuming my AI units? Let's see that. Let's go here and open the admin panel. Go to your org where you have this org symbol. Click on licenses, click on consumables, and here you have AI units. I'm going to click on view usage, and if you look at total consumption for current plan, so if you see 3005, so it is not consuming additional AI units at the moment. The next process in the model training is explore. So let's see what is explore. So this is the third tab, the explore tab. Okay, now before you get into explore, let's go to train. What happened here? Let's see. If you see messages reviewed in clusters, it has got completed, right? 100% completed. Now messages reviewed at random, it's not done yet. For this, you have to go to explore. And in explore, there are three important options: shuffle, teach, and low confidence. What are this? Let's have a bit of theoretical understanding of what is this and what is the objective of coming to explore when we have already trained through the clusters in the discover phase. For this, I'm going to show you the documentation. Let me click on explore. Now, what is the main objective of explore? The objective of explore phase is to provide each of the labels that are important to you with enough varied and consistent training examples, so that the platform has sufficient training data from which to make accurate predictions across the entire. So this is again a one more round of kind of a training. Discover, you have trained in a cluster, you got a group of similar messages and you applied labels. In the explore, you can shuffle and get random different messages and then try to train the model. This is another phase 2 of training, I would say. Now, if I go to the next page, the explore page has various training modes. If you see there in the drop down, there are various training modes. But what is important? And this phase focuses primarily on three of them. The three things which are important. One is shuffle, teach, low confidence. What are that? Shuffle, and then if you click on teach, okay, this is teach,
We try again. Teach. So teach, and the third one is low confidence. Okay, so these are the three different training modes we have to do. The second phase of training. Now what happens in shuffle? Shuffle shows a random selection of messages for users to annotate, to give the labels, apply the labels. It's vital to complete a significant chunk of training in shuffle. It is important that you do a training in the shuffle in order to create a training set examples that is representative of the wider data set. Now next thing is teach. Now what you do in teach, this is for unreviewed messages, things that you have still till now not reviewed. It will show you as soon as the platform making some reasonable predictions for a label, you can improve its ability to predict the label for more valid examples. So the goal is that you want to improve the model predictions. So second option is teach. In the default teach mode, which is for unreviewed messages, this will show you messages where the platform is unsure whether the selected label applies or not. The third one is low confidence. These are three different modes, okay? Low confidence shows you messages that are not well covered by informative labels, which has a very low confidence score from the ML model. These messages will have either no predictions or a very low confidence prediction for labels that platform understands. So here also you are training in three different modes. You are training. Okay, imagine, think they are the three different subjects on which you are training them. So let's get started with the very first one, shuffle. So in the shuffle, you see you get random, different random messages. You have to review it. Let's review it. Very poor service and not coming again. So that means the customer is really unhappy about the service, right? So I'm going to click on service, not about specific about staff. Overall on the service is unhappy. I'm going to select this. Perfect. The food was cold and tasteless. So taste and cold. So I'm okay with this. So wherever you see this light one, you simply click outside. That's it. So this looks good. Hotel food cold, hotel food taste. This is fine. I'm happy with it. Excellent service and ambience. So it is talking about excellent service and ambience. So let's add few more labels. So it is talking about ambience and he's happy about it. And he's also talking about the service. Okay, the service. Uh, so yeah, hotel service. So he's happy about it. So let's click on it. Perfect. Next, excellent service and ambience. I think it's goes with the same way. So service and ambience. So service is selected. Let's go. So service and ambience, and he's happy about it. And for service also, he's happy about it. Staff were very courteous and helpful. So it is talking more on the staff. So I'm okay about it. Then neither good nor bad, just fine. Okay. So neither good nor bad, just fine. So let me add a label. So it is talking just on what? On overall on the hotel, right? Overall on the hotel it is talking about. So let's, okay. So the next one is neither good nor bad, just fine. Neither good nor. So let's see which label is more applicable to this. So I think hotel, I'm fine with hotel. Okay, hotel is applicable. This is not required. The experience was okay, nothing exception. So hotel, I'm okay with this. Okay, simply click it so that you get a check mark. Okay, check means you have put a the in the examination how the teacher would put a tick mark, right? Like that. Okay, so AI has written something for you. You're putting a tick mark. Service could be better, but not bad overall. Yeah, I'm okay with this. So it is again, it is talking about, sorry, it is talking about service. Okay, so let's add hotel, hotel service, hotel service. Okay, so I'm going to uh, happy about it. Okay, next, great value for money, highly recommended. Great, so it is talking about the cost. Okay, it did not say food or what, but related to cost. Okay, I'm okay with this. The food was cold and tasteless. So the food was cold and tasteless. So I'm okay with food taste. Food was cold. Okay. Neither good nor bad. So neither good nor bad. So I'll keep this hotel, this one, and I'm going to remove this. Extremely overpriced for the quality. So it is talking about overpriced. So he's unhappy about it. So I'm okay with this. Okay. The experience was okay, nothing exceptional. I'm okay with hotel. So we can add one more here. There is something called overall experience, right? We can have this. So positive. Staff was very courteous and helpful. So he was happy about staff. The food was absolutely delicious. So he's talking about food. Okay. Talking about food taste, not even this. Okay. Food taste is happy. The food was cold and tasteless. So food was about taste and cold is talking about, and he's unhappy. Their food was absolutely amazing. The service was top notch. So food and service was top notch. So food cost, food, it will come under food main category, and service was top notch. Okay, so I'm okay with this. Okay with this. Okay with this. Staff were very courteous and helpful. So it is talking about staff. He was very happy. Excellent service and ambience. So service was good, and the ambience, right? This is not the right one. So let's train. Okay, ambience. And he was positive about this. Then too noisy and unclean environment. So unclean. So both of these things are wrong. So too noisy. So there is something called about sound, right? Hotel sound. I have a label. He's unhappy and unclean environment. So cleanliness. So cleanliness, hotel cleanliness. He's unhappy. Perfect. So I have tagged everything. Let's go to the, so more, you have to spend literally a lot of time to train. Okay. More you train, more better it will be. So you have to train. And let's complete this. There are some 3 pages. Very poor service not coming again. So very poor service. So it is talking about poor service. Okay. I have a tag here, service poor. Loved the experience, will visit again. So overall experience was good. Positive. Staff were very courteous and so staff. Okay. Positive. Wait time was too long. Wait time. Okay. They are unhappy. This is correct. And this is not required. Okay. The food was absolutely delicious. So it is talking about food taste, right? Food taste. He was very happy. So I'm okay. Wait time wait time was too long. So wait time, he's unhappy. I'm okay with this. Like this. Excellent service and ambience. Good service and ambience. So service was good. I'm okay with this. And this is not a right tag. And ambience, he was happy. Good. The food was cold and tasteless. So food was cold and taste both unhappy. Neither good nor bad, just fine. So overall experience is fine, right? So I will count it as overall experience. Overall experience, and is okay. Positive, that's okay. It's not at least bad, so I'll keep it positive. Loved the experience, will visit again. So again, it is talking about the overall experience. Perfect. Smile. Good. Excellent service and ambience. Again, it's not talking about, so here the predictions are not happening correctly, and you see the confidence is 70, net sentiment. Okay, so let's add a label. Excellent service and ambience. So he's happy about the service, and he's happy about the ambience. Okay, and this one not required. Extremely, so all this from where it will train. Okay, itself extremely overpriced for the quality. So about the cost, right, is overpriced for the quality. So he's unhappy about the cost. So I'm okay with this tag. Neither good nor bad, just fine. So it is talking about the overall experience. Perfect. Okay, and I'm going to remove rest. Excellent service and ambience. Excellent service and ambience. So let's do that. Excellent ambience. He's happy. and he's also happy about the service. Okay, service. Okay, he is happy. So remove this hotel service. Okay, staff were very courteous and helpful, so he's okay with the staff. Too noisy, too noisy, it is making a little mistake here. Hotel cost it is selecting, so it should be around the sound, so we are training it. Okay, and unclean environment means cleanliness, he's unhappy. Sorry, hotel sound, he's unhappy, right? He's unhappy. Let's remove this. Sorry, it did not work. Too noisy and unclean environment. Let's do it again. Sound, hotel sound, unhappy. Unclean environment, hotel cleanliness is unhappy. Okay, these are the two things. Perfect. The food was cold and tasteless. So food taste, food cold. I'm okay. It was an average meal. Average meal, at least not negative. So talking about food, okay. Ambience was decent. So it is talking about ambience, decent. It was an average meal. So it is talking about meal. So food. Okay. Okay. So we have done. Let's do one more shuffling. Let's do the third page. Okay. I think that's it. So very poor service not coming again. So it's talking about very unhappy, right? The service, about the service is very unhappy. The ambience was decent. So ambience is talking about. So he is happy about the ambience. Very poor service not coming again. So it is talking about customer service. Instead of see, I have a tag here called service. I'll use that tag rather. So hotel service. Okay, this tag I'll use. He was not coming again. So very unhappy. Too noisy and unclean environment. Too noisy and unclean environment. So sound, unhappy, and cleanliness, unhappy. Okay. Now it was an average meal. So about food, okay, I'm fine. The experience was okay, nothing exceptional. So overall experience, it was okay. The food was absolutely delicious. So it is talking about food, food taste. Okay, sorry. So it should be food taste. Food taste, he's happy. Okay. Loved the experience, will visit again. So overall experience, positive. So you need to be careful while training it. If you do mistakes, the mistakes will be learned by the LLM, right? So little careful. Excellent service and ambience. So service is excellent, okay, and ambience is happy. Ambience is perfectly happy. Neither good nor bad, just fine. Neither good nor bad, just fine means it. I think it's talking about overall experience. I'll keep it in overall experience. Rest let's remove. The experience was okay, nothing exceptional. So overall experience, it is okay. uh, Too noisy, unclean environment. So sound, unhappy, and cleanliness is unhappy. Okay, like that you have to keep training. Neither good nor bad, just fine. So that means it's talking about overall experience, just fine, right? So we'll give a positive one. Staff was very courteous and helpful. So staff is happy and helpful. Okay. The experience was okay, nothing exceptional. So it is talking about overall experience. Okay. It was an average meal. So it is talking about food. So some of the mistakes, I mean, mistake in the sense what I want, the AI is not doing. So I'm just training it. Okay. So when you see it was an average meal, then say food. Okay. Great value for money, highly recommended. So he's happy about the cost. Okay. Loved the experience, will visit again. So overall experience. Some of the time I have to train it. That's okay. The food was cold and tasteless. So food taste, food cold. Perfect. Too noisy and unclean environment. Again, noisy. So I'm going to say sound, and here cleanliness, is unhappy. Perfect. So like that, see, you got another page also. So it might ask you as much as you want to train. It can ask you. Okay. So let's see. Let's go back to the training tab. See now what happened from 24. It has increased to 68 now. The level of model, this one is 68. More time you spend, more better things would be for you. Okay. So good. So we have done a bit of shuffle training. Okay. That we have done. Now I'll move. Okay. I'll move from shuffle. Let's do teach. Okay. I'm going to click on teach. Perfect. In the teach, let's see how things are coming. Okay, so here it is saying very poor service not coming again. So here there is a there are, so you can, here you can choose a particular thing. Okay, like customer service, different labels that you have, you can choose a label and train it. Okay, so for example, wait time, average precision estimate is unreliable due to the low number of training examples. Okay, wait time. So let's click on this. We can teach. So wait time is too long. Okay, so at this time he's unhappy. So this is the correct one. So this one, the customer service, I don't want this label. Okay, let's remove it. Customer service wait time. So I want this one. Okay, let's remove the other ones. So wait time. Okay, so customer service wait time. Okay, I don't want this one. Uh, so I'm giving more training data now. Customer service, not, don't use customer service because this is created a label by this label. So this label is created by the AI, and this is my label, so I'll go with my label. Okay, so I don't want this. Wait time too long. Okay, wait time, wait time, so you can do it very fast. Wait time, wait time. Okay, wait time. So I've given enough training, so that should be okay. Now let's shuffle to some other thing. For example, 2300 labels, 6. So price, okay, related to price. I think there is no messages related to food price. Okay, okay, that's okay. Um, let's click on, just remove this. So let's teach it across wherever it has a low confidence. So service wait time. Okay, so I'm fine with this. Wait time. So it's getting confused between two labels. Okay, this label and this label. Wait time. Hotel service wait time. Okay, let me quickly select as much as I can. And that should be okay. Okay, that should be fine. Now let's do. So teach label is done. Now if you go to train, okay, 67. Okay, let's do few more explore. From teach label, I'll go to low confidence. Okay, so more time you spend on this, more better it will be. Low confidence. So these are the ones where it has got low confidence, but I see high confidence here. Okay, okay, okay. Let's see. Service could be better, but not bad overall. So it is talking about service. Okay, service could be better. Service could be better. Not okay. I see similar messages, but if you have a different data, you will get differently. So fine, fine, fine. So is there a way to select all? No. So in this one, we have to go like this. Okay, let's do the second page also. Okay, now let's go to shuffle once again. Wait time was too very poor service, not coming again. See, it's shuffle, it's not able to identify a poor service, right? Very poor service, not coming again. So service, what is there? So I'll say service, I will say service. The food was cold, tasteless, taste, cold. Okay, the food was absolutely delicious. So food taste, right? Food taste. He was happy. Very poor service, not coming again. So it is about the service. Okay, staff was very courteous, good. The food was absolutely delicious. So it's talking about food taste. Positive, the food was absolutely delicious, talking about food taste, delicious. Okay, wait time was too long, correct. Extremely overpriced for the quality, so it's talking about the cost, right? But which cost? Extremely overpriced for the quality, so I'll say cost. Okay, um, loved the experience, will visit again, so overall experience. Okay, neither good nor bad, so it's talking about just fine, overall experience. Okay, the rest not required. Too noisy, unclean, sound, cleanliness. Okay, now excellent service and ambience. Service is happy, I'm okay with this, and is happy about ambience. Okay, like that shuffle I have done. Now let's do some to low confidence again. Okay, service could be better but not bad overall. um, mm, Correct. Service could be better but not bad. Correct. Correct. uh, Correct. 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 Okay, like that. Okay, I'm randomly giving as many training as possible. Very poor service, not coming again. So here very poor service. Okay, look at it. So very poor service. So hotel service was poor. Okay, uh, could be better, not bad overall. Okay, that's okay, that's a positive one. Okay, so you have done. Now let's go to teach. So like that you can spend as much time you want in this one. Okay, so very poor service, not coming again. So here service, service, not coming again. Service, not coming again. So it should be service. So like that you keep on annotating service, and you learn, you keep doing. If something is not coming good, you can keep on doing it. Very poor service, not coming again. So hotel service poor, hotel, hotel service poor, hotel service poor, hotel service poor. Okay, so like that I have done some of them. Now once everything is done, you see updating is going on. Training model version 96. So you can see the version number is keep on increasing. That's okay. Now you come back to train. Now it has become 67 to 69. Okay, and here one good thing happened. Messages reviewed at random, it has got a complete blue mark. Okay, that means now it can do its job. Minimum target of 100, so you have done it. 153 of minimum target of 100, so you have completed that. Next is percentage of labels without volume based warning, without a volume based warning. So let's read this. Model rating factors will be shown once training criteria have been met. Follow the recommendation to continue training model. Percentage of labels without volume based warning. So I don't know what exactly is that. Let's go to explore. um, so here volume based warning. Average precision estimate is unreliable due to the low number of training examples. So let's increase this a little bit. So the moment I select here on the left side, you see the option that is, let's, for example, if I go to shuffle, is not unbiased. Remove the filters. We want to. So here, for example, I want to click on wait time. In wait time, excellent service and ambience. No, I'm not getting it. So you should be in the teach, wait time. Okay, very poor service not coming again. Okay, so let's do one thing. From here, let's click on wait time. Okay, so here I got wait time, and now wait time is too long. He's unhappy. Correct. Wait time was too long. Wait time too long. Okay, too long, too long, too long, too long. So let's annotate as much as possible. For me, it is becoming easy because I made a mistake while uploading the data. I think there were many duplicates, and that is the reason, but it's okay. I think it is giving us that hands-on experience of what to be done, right? So that way we should be okay. All right, let's do it, do it, do it. Okay, let's go to the third one. Too noisy, unclean environment. Okay, so too noisy, unclean environment. I think here still it is making wrong predictions, right? So it should be about sound. Okay, this all wrong labels. First you select the right label. Sound, a too noisy and unclean environment, and he is unhappy about the cleanliness. Okay, so like this you'll have to repeat and try to, the goal here is try to bring the model rating as much as possible. Okay, so if you come to the validation, it's showing 69. So I will spend some extra time up. So you have seen how what I'm doing. I'll be spending more additional time apart from this recording, and I'll be trying to train it and try to get as much, at least a green kind of a excellent, I will try to make it excellent. So I'll spend some extra time, but again I'll go through the similar process. So what is the process? I'll go through explore, and I'll go through all different options. The important ones are shuffle, teach, low confidence. You can also go with other options. Okay, rebalance, check, and all these things you can do. And train, the goal is to train, and here your scoring has to go high. It is currently average. From poor it has become average. I'll spend some extra time to make it excellent. Okay, or at least good. All right, so let's meet after some time. After certain time, when I come back to train tab, I can see the score has been improved from 69 to 76, and now from average it has turned good. Now let's see where it is average and try to make it more better. If I click under the train and come here on the average and highlight, it will tell you and give you tips. For example, if I look at the reviewed messages are 65.5% similar to the unreviewed data. Okay, 16.6% of data has been reviewed through random sampling. 0% of the data has been reviewed using rebalance. So let's use the rebalance, and then it says 0% of the data has been reviewed by searching for specific phrases. So rebalance and searching for specific phrases, we will do it. Let's go to explore. Okay, and here let's first do rebalance. Okay, rebalance, and let's select again rebalance. Okay, now let's see what comes, and let's train the model. Extremely overpriced for the quality. So it is talking about, it did not talk about food or anything, but it talked about hotel cost. So I'm okay with this. Okay, yeah. and then extremely overpriced for the quality. Okay, now for this also hotel cost, extremely overpriced for the quality. Okay, overall extremely overpriced. Okay, I think it's a similar messages. I'll quickly do it. Sorry, it should be red, right? Okay, and this is not required. Be careful, because if you click on the smiley symbol, it appears slightly differently. Okay, let me do it. So hotel cost is correct, hotel food is not correct. Remove the hotel food. Okay, hotel food should be removed. Overpriced for the quality, so I want to simply label it as cost. Okay, so cost is not required. Cost, this is not required. Cost not required. Cost not required. So it's all the messages are same. I simply have to do remove the wrong ones. The cost. Okay, let's quickly do it. So likewise, we will add labels and remove the unwanted ones. Okay, so I've done few random ones. Okay, as much you want you can do it, but I think sorry, rebalance one, so this is fine. Now let's move on to the next page to see if it is the same or it is different. Okay, okay, now I got a separate set. Let's see it. Very poor service, not coming again. So poor service it's talking about. Okay, not about hotel food, poor service. So I'll add a label and look for service, and he's unhappy about it, and I'm going to remove this. So same thing, I'll repeat, add label, service, poor, and rest of the thing I'll remove. So let's do it. Very poor service, add label, service, poor, perfect. Now what is this very poor service not coming again? It's the same one, so let's repeat it. Service. So this is where you would be spending maximum time to label things. Okay, not coming again, he's very unhappy. Okay, let's label it, continue to label it. Good, add label, service, poor, remove the other things, service, poor. Okay, service, poor, service. Okay, so let's complete this set quickly. Good, let's do it. Okay, add label, service, poor, remove it, add label, service, poor, remove it, add label, service, poor, remove it. Okay, so like that, let's do quickly. Add label, service, poor. Okay, so here very poor service, add label, service, poor, add label, service, poor, remove all this, remove extremely overpriced. Okay, this is a different, extremely overpriced for the quality, extremely overpriced for the quality. So it is about hotel cost, right? So hotel hotel cost, I'll go with this. Okay, hotel cost, and I'll remove this. Okay, all right, I think I have done a pretty good rebalance one. If you want one more set, you can still do it. Okay, staff were very courteous and helpful. So likewise, let me complete the rebalance. After certain time of training through rebalance, let me come back to train. So now the train is scored 86%. Good. Now let's see what are the 100% of the lowest performing labels have minor issues and that need to be resolved. And here good, 0% of the data has been reviewed by searching specific phrases. So let's do that. Okay, so go to explore, search dataset. For example, let's search for specifically about hotel. Okay, let's wait. It's not working. Let's try this way. I'll type something here. Give me data. Show me all data where customers were happy about staff, for example. Okay, so let's see what it brings. Text search, approximately 2 to 6 messages match the selected filter, but model is unable to identify and specify examples with confidence. Okay, so there's currently no data being shown. Let's try happy with stuff. Okay, okay, it's not showing. Let me say food, for example. It is somewhere not giving me the right results. So let's do one thing. If the text search is not working here, teach, low confidence, miss, check, rebalance, label, sentiment. Let's do a check. Okay, so let's look something like this. Okay, stuff. There are no messages that match the selected filter and search mode. Okay, so let's go to discover, and here let's do this search. Okay, search and try to type something. For example, I'll say staff. Okay, staff was very courteous and helpful. Staff was very courteous and helpful. So hotel service staff. The staff was very courteous and helpful. Hotel service staff. Okay, staff was very courteous and helpful. Hotel service staff positive. Our label, sorry, hotel service staff positive. So you, based on reading in your real data, you might see different messages, not the same messages because of my data. Okay, so let's staff helpful. Okay, this is fine. Poor service, for example, I'm searching. Okay, poor service. Okay, very poor. So very, what it's saying, very poor service, not coming again. So service poor, service poor, service poor, service poor, service poor. Okay, so this is fine. Now let's say food tastes. Okay, you can search for your specific labels. Food was absolutely delicious. Okay, food was absolutely delicious. So food taste positive, food taste positive. I'm doing a sentiment analysis. The food was cold and tasteless. Okay, the food was cold and tasteless. So cold, tasteless. Add one more label. Food uh, cold and tasteless. So tastes also down, unhappy. Okay, these things are come. The food was cold and tasteless. Same thing. Cold, unhappy, and it was taste unhappy. So with this, it's easy to understand where customers were really unhappy about what, right? So cold, the food was cold and tasteless, so unhappy. Add label, food was Food taste was also cold. Okay, so like that we have done it. Now let's see what else you would like to search. Okay, so let's say I want to search about sound. Okay, sound. So let's talk about search for sound. No matching messages. Sound. Let's say noise. No. Okay, let's search about ambience. Okay, the ambience was decent, so positive. Ambience, positive. Ambience, positive. Ambience, positive. Ambience, sorry, delete. Ambience, positive. Ambience, where it is, the ambience was decent. Okay, the ambience was decent, so ambience is positive. I've done it. Now let's see how the score has changed. So here continuous training is going on. I might see little better score after some time. 89 good, plus 1. Let's see. 3.4% of the data has been reviewed searching for specific phrases. 6.6% of the data has been reviewed using rebalance. Okay. 3 point. Okay. So here plus 1 I have got at least. So let's do a bit of more search phrases. Okay. So go to discover and let's search for more phrases. For example, if you don't recall, I can click on R level and see which one I want to see. Cleanliness. Okay, cleanliness, how many are there? Cleanliness. So like that, based on your data, you keep on searching the phrases. So let's say clean. uh, um, Dirty is no, based on whatever the customer might have typed. Okay, so this phrase I'm not getting. Let's try some more phrases. Let's say good food. Okay, the food is absolutely delicious. So food, delicious means it's talking about taste, right? Yeah. So I'll say food taste happy. The food was cold and tasteless. So cold, unhappy, and then sorry, remove this and say hotel food taste. He was unhappy. The food was cold and tasteless. Food cold, unhappy, and the food was tasteless. That's why he was unhappy. The food was cold and tasteless. Same thing. Taste, unhappy. The food was cold and tasteless. Cold and taste. Okay. Unhappy. And the same thing. Let's do it here. Cold. Label. Uh, Taste. Okay. So like that, you can keep training the model. Let's go back to the train. And you can see the scores will slowly improve while the updates is happening. Let's wait for a few minutes here. The next step in the model training is validation. So this is where after you explore, you find validation. So if I come to validation at this time, I see it is 89 and it's saying good. And this is where it will give you recommendations which you can follow to make it excellent. So look at it. Here you have something called model versions. If you click on this drop down, you will be able to see the older versions. For example, on April 9th, it was 69%. So like that, you can navigate from different model versions and what was the score that time. So recently, this is the score. So it looks pretty good. In this one, you see something called labels and it has few recommendations. Let me explain you all of this one by one. Here for all labels, frequently assigned labels have been mean average precision of 97.2%, which is excellent. I mean, all labels it can at least identify 97.2%. Underperforming labels. 100% of the lowest performing labels have minor issues that need to be resolved. So it has very minor issues, so it is good. Balance and coverage. So what are these all labels? Underperforming labels, balance and coverage. I'll tell you, you just have to scroll down. Here you have got two tabs, factors and metrics. Factors and metrics. Click on the factors. You might see the top one, it says balance. And if you click your mouse pointer on the eye symbol, the model rating factor considers whether the reviewed set is an effective set. I mean, sometimes you might only train a specific label so much you forget about other labels. So it is a balanced state of training. Have you done it or not? It shows that. Okay. Now let's look at the recommendations. Okay. So here, so balance, and here contributors. These are the things which contributes to your balance. Why it says it is balanced. And there are recommendations. Now to make it excellent, you can always make from good to excellent. You can always follow the recommendations. What is the recommendation here? Annotate messages that reduce bias in the dataset. Train random selection of messages. So these are the two recommendations. Similar way, even this one, underperforming labels, the score is good. And it says 100% of the lowest performing labels have minor issues that need to be resolved. If you want to make it to excellent, for example, provide more varied training example, hotel service staff. So here you can follow the recommendations. Similar way for coverage. What is coverage? This model rating factor considers whether all the messages in the dataset are covered by relevant labels. Have you covered all the different messages or not? It has a good score, but it has few recommendations. Annotate messages where the model has low confidence predictions. So if you click on it, it will take you and show you some of the messages. Okay, that is how it will work. So all you have to do now, after your explore and everything is done, now come here and you can also start following all the recommendations that are there. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to the first one and I'm going to click on this, annotate messages that reduce bias in the dataset. I'll click and I'm going to do annotate, and I'm going to follow all the recommendations that are there in the validation pages, so that I want to see this to be an excellent model. Okay, so I'll take some time and pause it here. After a while, you can see in the validation, the model rating has reached 96, which is excellent. You can see all the good I have turned it to excellent. And how did I do it? By following the recommendations. You can follow as many times the recommendation comes, you can follow to make it as good score as possible. So here you can see 96 is a good percentage for me. The other thing, here you have a tab called metrics tab. If you click on the tab, it literally tells you how your precisions are. You can see it has a good precision, which looks good. And for all the labels, you see average precision 100% for this label, 92 percentage for this label, hotel cleanliness 86 precision is there. So you can improve the precisions as you want. For example, hotel cleanliness. Okay, here if you see, it tells you for every 100 messages you can expect about 13 to be wrongly labeled hotel cleanliness. So if you want to increase this particular label, right, if you want to increase this, go back to like that, you can see for everything. Okay, for cost, for example, for every 100 messages you can expect 0 to be wrongly labeled. So based on the recommendation, you can still improve your validation. Okay, so for example, if I go here and click on validation, okay, for hotel cleanliness I want to increase it. Okay, so I'll come here, too noisy and unclean environment. I can add another one is noise, so sound, cleanliness, sound, noisy and unclean environment. So based on the recommendation, all you have to do is act on the labels. Okay, as much you want, you can do it. So let me do it at least for this one. Sound unhappy. Okay, the cleanliness. Here also I'll put sound. So like that, you keep on training the model until you are satisfied. Okay, so I think it's okay. So I've done it. Now what is next? So like that, you can review all the different ones. Okay, for example, if anything comes to sound, it says 0 wrongly labeled hotel sound. Wait time 0 to be wrongly labeled. So like that, you can review all the parameters. Where the confidence is low, you can always increase the confidence. Okay, just now I have trained and the model is getting updated and the model version is 191. So after that, you might see little increase in the score. Okay, fine. Now the next thing, we have to focus on the reports. For reports, you have to come and click on this button, and here by default you would see certain tabs under report: dashboard, label summary, trends, segment and comparison, and few more it might come based on your dataset. So right now I have dashboard. Okay, so if I click on dashboard, here if you see, this is the default dashboard. You can go ahead and create your own dashboard as well. I'll show you that. So in the default dashboard, this is just an example card. I'm just going to delete it. Okay, then you have something called message over time. How you do it is you click on this add and remove dashboard cards. I'm going to click on this, and based on the cards that you need, you can select them or unselect them and click on confirm. Based on your selection, all the dashboards would appear here. Okay, now for example, here I have something called messages over time. Click on these three dots and I'm going to click on edit card filter. And here, let's say I am very much interested about the hotel staff. I'm going to click on the service staff, and I am interested in the last 30 days, how they are performing, or last 90 days, for example. So now it is telling me in January 2025, there were 0 negative staff comments. In February, there was 1 staff comment where the customer was not happy. In March, there was 1. So like that, you can utilize this dashboard based on your need. You can create as many as you want. Okay, so like that, you can define and create your own dashboard. For example, if I go back to the dashboard, let me click this and come out of this. Click on this plus sign, and I'm going to click on create from scratch, and let's name it as my dashboard. I'm going to click on create. Okay, and here let's say I am interested in most interesting unlabeled message, taxonomy, health, precision recall, whatever your thing is, right? So most interesting unlabeled messages, for example, I want this. Okay, the food was cold and tasteless, so it gives you that one. Okay, I'm not happy with this. Let me use it. Recent messages, confirm. Recent messages, let me select precision. What happens? Precision, confirm. Let me yeah, and then in the precision recall, it can give you this kind of a graph. So it's more of testing and trying. Let me give all of them. Let's see. Confirm. Most interesting unlabeled was taxonomy. Good news, all the labels in the taxonomy are well trained. So like that, you can create. Let me move back to the default one. So messages over time. Okay, messages over time. This is the dashboard. So here you can also have the option to clone it. For example, click here, remove card. Okay, you can clone the dashboard, not. So for example, you have default dashboard and I want to clone this dashboard. That option you have. Okay, not the specific one. Anyways, so based on this, now you have to spend a little more time just to see what kind of a dashboard you would look for and what would help you. So here I given you an example of the staff. Let's say I am interested. Let's do a bit of testing. Let's say I'm interested. around the food taste. Okay, how is it going? So I'll go with food and taste. Okay, so food taste, two people, negative, negative, negative. How many times the staffs have served cold food to the customers? Okay, so like that you can so I'll remove the older one. So you simply have to click on it and remove it, gets removed. Okay, if I click once, so now the dashboard what I'm looking is only on cold food. Okay, so you see the 6 times cold food was served. So this analytics can literally help you to take actions, right, to correct your service, to take bring improvements in your service. So that's about dashboard, and you can definitely explore more on the dashboard options that we have. Let's quickly review the rest of the tabs. Let me go to label summary. So there's a tree map, and on the top there are a few cards. Here it says there are 3005 messages, positivity 70%, the overall sentiment of the data set. That means most of the customers are happy. That's a good news. Almost the time period is almost for 4 years data you have given. Okay, and there is a tree map, and here if I click on the tree map, for example, if I click on hotel, it tells me hotel service, overall experience, cost, ambience, sound, cleanliness. Okay, so we go back, if I click on this, cleanliness, so it tells me where the problems are. Sound, they're too loud, noise, so I can take some correction. Cold food, sometimes it is being served, so like that you can take corrections. Highest volume, positive, negative leaf label. So positive overall experience, people are positive, that's a good news. So this helps you, the report generally helps you to determine some key insights of how your hotel business is going on, right, with the all the feedbacks received from the customers. Good. Positive labels, negative labels. Taste, in the taste, see 180, this could be a concerning one. You see so many people are this has a negative level more. So yeah, so sound, and this is what food was cold. Go back, the red ones are something which we need to wait time, we have to reduce to improve the service of the hotel. Okay, so these are the label summary. Let's click on trends. Trends, I think I have given you this, but here there are a couple of more interesting charts are also available. For example, if I look at here, see in 2025 hotel service 66% 7 red, the red, right, red means something going wrong. Hotel service 79.3, hotel no, sorry, these are just different color schemes. It's not red is wrong, it's, you look at the percentage. Okay, for example, here it went down, hotel service went down in the month of May, something like that. Here it went down in the 42.9%. So this gives you a bit of more insights. Label volume trend. Okay, and here you also have an option to filter. For example, you want daily, weekly, yearly, whatever you want. Let's say weekly, if I do, you see a different trend. Okay, weekly trend. If I do yearly, it gives me a yearly data, right, how things are yearly. So like that you can utilize this particular trend. I know there are many things to definitely explore based on your need. Let's quickly go to segments. Okay, segments, these are the three things I find. There are no segment charts for the data set. Okay, fine. Comparison, you can do a comparison of all messages. If you have one more data set, you can also compare this and that. So all these options are there. So that's more about reports, more of little more exploration on the different types, and these are self-explanatory, and self trial can be done on the report section. The next section we are going to learn is models. Getting back to communication mining, after reports, you have a tab called models. So what are these models? Let's understand. For this, I have opened the document of communication mining on models. The models page allows you to pin versions of your model, saving it in current state. Now, what is the meaning? Does it say? Once you open this, current my model version number is 191. So let's say I'm happy with the model. Reason being, this model has a 96% and it's excellent. This model is excellent. So I want to save this model. So how do you save the model? To save the model, the feature that is available on communication mining is you have to just pin it. And then here you see something called tags. In the tags, you have got two options, staging and live. For the moment, I'm going to leave it staging. I'm going to select staging as a tag. So now communication mining remembers this is the model I need to save it so that we can use this model for our downstream automation. So any automation you would like to build using the data, for example, it has labeled the data. For example, the food was cold. So you want to take some action. You want to write email to specific department in the hotel saying, see, this is the report and you need to action. This is the customer. Please call back the customer and talk to him, right? So that we can get back the customer. So any kind of action or automation you want to do, you want to write an email to the customer, for example, sorry to hear this XYZ. So that kind of automation can be done, any kind of automation, okay, based on your data. For that, when you pin it, that is where the UiPath communication mining is going to remember. If you don't pin it, it's not going to remember, because you can see if I want to use the 190 version, I don't have an option now. So while you are training, whichever the model you feel, okay, this is a good model, this model works for me. So you have to save a copy of it through this method. Just pin it and put a tag if you want, okay? So this is important. So let's go back to the documentation. As you continue to review messages and apply labels, the model version number will increase as the model retrains, because automatically the retraining happens. But you will still be able to see validation scores for the other pinned models. So you can still see the validation scores. For example, if you go to validation, if I click on some other model, for example, if I use, for example, this one, okay, I can see that time it was 96 score. Okay, let me go to maybe this one, 149 model. It was excellent with 94 score. All this you can see it, but here pinning is very, very important. Okay. When setting up streams, users can select a specific model version. When you are setting up streams, when you want to use this data for an downstream automation, that time pinning becomes very important. Giving them control over the precision recall stats that they require for that stream. By using specific pinned version, user can ensure that precision and recall associated with a label for that model will not change due to later training of more recent model versions. If you don't pin it, if you train it more, you're losing the last version. You might get one more good one, you might get a bad one if you do not train it properly, right? So things can change. So it's better to pin it. The model page allows you to tag pinned model versions as live or in staging. Okay, this is important. So after model, so this is all about models. You can also use, there are more documentation here, model maintenance and using models. Okay, pinning and tagging model versions. Okay, this is how you pin it. Okay, click arrow to next tags and pin model. So this is how I have shown this. Okay, this is how you do it. So this all about models, and you can have multiple such training. So for example, if I do one more training, I can have multiple pinned versions. So whichever I am confident, I can have them for my later use. So that's about models. The next thing we are going to learn is the streams tab. After models, here you find the streams tab. In the streams tabs, it gives you option for a new stream. You click on this new stream and you provide a title. Now you need to be clear why you are creating a stream. Stream meaning what? What is the meaning of stream? We need to understand. So streaming means it is more like a queue, stream, like a river you have seen, right? The water is continuously flowing. Something like that. Here, the model is there. You are injecting the data and the data has been labeled, and then it extracts the specific fields if you want. And then you have to create a stream and then feed it to an automation. So continuously the messages are queued to get feeded into an automation. Okay, so for that, so here I would say I'll give a title. So before that, you need to understand you have got large amount of data. What would you like to use, or how many of them you would like to use for automation, or one of them or many of them, right? So you need to decide. For example, here looking at my data, I am thinking anywhere the food was served cold. This is a serious problem. Food was served cold. So that means this is a serious problem and I want to take some action wherein I would like to maybe write an email to the customer saying, hey, sorry to hear this, and whatever. Or else I wanted to write an email to the food department saying, see, this is another feedback we received from the customers, kindly review and take action. So some kind of a downstream automation if I have to build. For that, I need to be careful what are the fields I want, okay? For what I want, what automation, what is my objective, I need to be clear. Once those things are clear, I'll go to streams. I'll click on new stream, and here I would create a stream called food served cold. Okay, so it's good practice to name it a stream underscore food served cold. So this is my stream name, and the API name is automatically created. Okay, you don't have to worry about it, automatically created. Now let's look at the description. Let's write some description. This stream is to feed the data to a downstream automation which can take further actions on food served cold to customers. So something like that. And then here the pinning becomes very important. Okay, so number of models that you have pinned. So here I have pinned 2 models so far. So now the same thing when you click a stream, right? Let me do it again. I shouldn't have gone there. So based on the models, right? For example, here I have got 2 models, 191 and 192 I have pinned. So here in the streams, when you create, it gives you this models that you have pinned, number of models. So now I'll go with the latest model 192. Let's type it again. So stream underscore food served cold description for food served cold downstream automation. I'm creating this, and the version I'm going to select 192, and here search level. So by default, if you see, for example, if I click on ambience, okay, so the threshold is 100%. So what does 100% means to you? I'll tell you. Okay, so when you select 100%, if the threshold is set to 100%, the default threshold for a label is 100%. At this point, it is disabled and the stream will not return predictions for the label. So by default, you'll see all of your labels would have 100%. For example, cleanness 100%, cold 100%. Okay, so here my main goal, I want to process the food cold labels. Okay, so this I will select, and here I'll set some threshold. So for example, if I'm going to set the threshold to 80%, what does it mean? So any message, any incoming message where the customer said, hey, the food was very cold and I did not like it, da, da, da. So the moment it reads and understand, okay, this message belongs to food cold, it'll apply a label. So if it is confident, if the model is confident more than 80%, then that becomes one of your data. So here you have to find a balance. For example, what happens the moment I increase this to high, you might see the precision and the recall becomes 0 when it is 100%. So what I will do, I'll create a balance. So I'll keep it, if the model is 60% confident that is this message related to food cold, then I want to process it. Okay, for example 70%, 80%, it's up to you. So I'll keep it as 80%, or let's keep it little less. Okay, let's keep it as, if it is 50% confident, I'm fine, I want to take action. So once you set it, okay, you can see the precision is 100%, recall is 100%. For every 100 messages, you can expect about 0 to be wrongly labeled as hotel, food or cold. So that means everything will work fine. So I've enabled this. Once you have enabled so if you see all the values threshold as 0, that means this stream you are creating very specific to the full code. You can have multiple things also selected. Okay, so here I am very specific to food served cold. Okay, now I'm going to hit on tick mark. The moment you hit on tick mark, what happens? A stream is getting created. So that's about the streams. Then the last tab that you have is settings. In the settings, you can see by default the kind of data that I have enabled. For that, the quality of service tow analysis, I have additionally enabled it. Okay, so here you can come to the settings and see which are the options you would like to add. There is also another AI feature, use preview generative extraction model is another preview model. If you want to use it, you can use it, but I kept it to default of use generative AI features, this one. Okay, so this about all the different tabs that we have gone through within the data set. Okay, the statistics, there are number of labels 12, messages 3005, reviewed messages 846, proportion of reviewed you have done is 28.2%, and XYZ. Okay, score, properties, quality of service, NA, tone, NA, I have recently enabled that. Leave that. So this is your taxonomy that you have created: hotel, ambience, cleanliness, cost, food cold. So based on this, the predicted count, okay, it has predicted how many messages are related to cold. Around 259 messages are related to food served cold. So that's more about it. So I have got all my data set done. Now the next goal would be how we can use it within UiPath Studio. We will see.
Next, we need to understand what is the UiPath package that you need to install for a communication mining project. I'm back to my UiPath Studio. In this, I'm going to click on Manage Packages. I'm going to click on All Packages, and let's type UiPath dot communication mining. So here, if you see, this is the package that is available, UiPath.CommUnicationsMining.activities package. I'm going to install the latest available version. At the moment, I have 1.5.2. Let's hit on install and then hit on save. This will take a minute or so to install it completely. Once it is installed, if you go back to activities or the project panel, you will see the package is already available. After this, let's see what are the activities we should learn for communication mining. Let's click on activities, and here let's minimize everything, collapse all, and here there is something called installed. I'm going to expand UiPath communication mining.activities. I'm going to expand communication mining, and here if you see, these are the different activities that we have. Advanced stream, create communications mining validation action, create communication mining validation, create record, fetch batch from stream, get attachment, get record, get stream results, predict records, reset stream, retrieve communication, upload records, wait for communication mining validation action. These are the couple of activities, out of which we will try to learn some of these activities in this video. Next, we will see how can you use the comms mining activity to upload a record to your communication mining source. For this, there are two different activities which we have to use. The very first activity is create record, and the second activity is upload record. These are the two combination of two activities that we have to use for us to upload a record to a source. Let's say I would like to use the model and process the data. Now for this, to do this exercise, let's open the file that we had created. Okay, now I'm going to insert a new row, and let's copy paste some data. Okay, and here let's write a new data. Okay, let me write something. Let's say the food was for example, I'll say I liked the food very much, and okay, this is my new sentence. Okay, I'm going to pass it to the model. I liked the food very much. Okay, it was tasty. So I've entered a sentence, and let's change the timestamp. Let's make it to, let's say, 25. Okay, I hope one second, Control Y. Here, instead of 2038, I will make it to maybe 39. And then the message ID, let's change it to something else. So instead of CD6, let me say 005. I've entered some unique ID. I'm going to save it. So this is my new data. How do I upload it to the source? So for this, first activity is create record. In this one, I'm going to select the type as other. It's not an email. Then record ID. So record ID is nothing but your unique ID. I'm going to copy this customized created ID. I'm going to enter it here within double quotes. Then timestamp. I'm going to enter the timestamp. And then message body. This is a new message. I liked the food very much and it was tasty. Okay, I'm going to enter it in double quote. After you have used this activity, there is an output panel to look at. Let's create a variable called record. Hit enter. Okay, I think it is already there. Let me delete them first. Delete. All right, now let's create Control plus K record, hit enter, and then what happens, this record variable, if I come back, the variable type is record. Okay, now what happens, what is the use of this record variable is in the next activity. Here there is an activity called upload record. It's another communication mining activity. First of all, let's select the project. Which project you would like to upload this data to. I would like to upload it to Automate with Rakesh Test1 project. Source name, I'm going to select source test1. This is my test1 source, just to show you where it is. I'll go to communication mining, and if you come back in the administration sources, and here you see source test1, and this source test1 is there with the Automate with Rakesh Test1 project, and dataset name is Dataset Hotel Reviews. So this is where I would like to upload. Go back to Studio, and here you would be selecting the source. Here you have an option upload list of communication mining records. If you have multiple one, you can turn it on. So here I only have one record. So I'm going to simply upload the variable here. So the record variable, I'm going to use it. So that is the use of the output of the first activity record is used in the second activity here. That is how you will be using it. Now what happens, let's see. Before I run it, I have come to the administrator page and consumable, and here I am in the AI units. In the AI units, currently the AI units consumed is 3007. I just want to experiment. If I run it, is it going to consume one more AI unit of mine? Let's save it, and before I run, let's look at the output of this activity. There is something called upload responses. Okay, let's create a variable called responses. Okay, whatever. So I've created a variable. Now this variable, let's look at the type, data type. Responses is a list sync record. This is the data type. Now I want to print the status of this. Okay, so responses, look at the variable name again, responses. So here I'll use a write line activity. Sorry, write line activity, and here I'll use this, and I'm going to use the GenAI. Okay, and I'm going to say the variable name responses variable I need to print the status. Okay, that's all I have to say, and hit the GenAI button. Let's see, it is going to create an expression for you. So if responses count is greater than 0, sync response to status, sync comments. No. Okay, so I need to print the upload status from the responses variable. Okay, sometime it works, sometime it doesn't, but you have to literally see. No, it's not doing the job. Let me go here, variable panel, delete it, go back, right line, upload responses, and here delete. Let's use Control plus K, upload responses, hit enter, and now I want to say I need to print upload responses status. Let's see. So string.join upload responses, select function R, responses, sync comment, response status. I think this is the right one. So how do you check this if it is a right one or not? So response is your variable. It has used a link query, select.function, response. So here control space, and here you see sync comment response, and then dot, then you have a status. Okay, so I think this is the correct one. Let's save it and let's run it. So I'm uploading a new record now. Okay, now if I look at the output panel, here it said comms mining execution started, and clicked on it, said okay, so it has been uploaded. Now let's go back to this one and maybe refresh it back. So you can see from 3007 it has become 3008. Okay, it has uploaded because you have uploaded a unique record, hence. So what would happen if I am going to run it several times? For example, I'm running it again. So it's going to, because your unique ID, which determines is it a new record or it's the same record. See, I'm running it almost like 2 to 3 times now. Now if I go back and try to refresh the page, you see the number still remains 308. That means the unique ID determines whether it's a new record or it's the same record. So for the same record, it won't, you have not updated anything, you're trying to upload the same record, hence the AI units here are not consumed. This is also a lot of information that you are gaining from this exercise. The next activity we are going to learn is get stream results. For this, let's go back to the activities panel, and under UiPath Communication Mining activities, you would see get stream results. Let me drag and drop this activity. Now, before you work on this activity, let me get back to the communication mining. And here in the streams which we have created, I actually made bit of changes. Let's edit this, and for all of the labels that we have created, let's set some threshold like we did for cold. If I remember, while creating the stream, I have actually changed all the thresholds. I've kept 50% for all of them. You can choose wisely based on the response of the model. Okay, so I've kept 50% as my threshold. If it is anything above 50, you show me the results. That's the meaning. So I've kept it, you can see. Okay, that's the only change I've done. Now let's get back to Studio. In this one, I have the get stream results activity. Quickly select whatever it's asking for. It's asking for the project name. It's asking for the dataset name. Use this drop down, and then it's asking for the stream name. So let's select the stream name. Okay, now let's hit on save. Do not get confused with the name because last time I kept it as food soft cold, but you can use this stream for many other things also. All right, so once it is done, let's create a variable, control plus K, and I'm going to say results, hit enter. Okay, same mistake. Let me, okay, I have created few variables. Let me just delete them. I was experimenting. So let's remove them and let's start fresh. Here I'm going to create the variable results, control plus K, results. Now, what this results variable contains, we need to understand. This results variable is more like a JSON kind of a data it has got, okay? The output of the get stream results. To print that, I am going to show you a technique. I'm going to use a write line activity. And in this one, let's write few code. Let's write newtonsoft.json.json convert. So it's as I said, this is a JSON kind of a data the response contains. Hence I'm using newtonsoft.json.json convert, and then I'm going to say serialize object, and I'm going to pass this result variable just now we have created, right? Escape, control space, you see results variable, just select it. Now what's going to happen by this code? Let's hit on save and simply run it. So when you run it, you will see it has got you the results of the from the model. It used your data, the last uploaded data that you have, right? The food was served very cold. So it has pulled one of the record and it has shown me the outcome of this. Okay, the outcome of this. So let's copy this and copy to maybe a notepad. Okay, so this is how it is coming. But is it human readable? Yes, you can, but it is difficult to read. So what we can do, we will try to deserialize it. It's written in a serial manner, you see. I want to deserialize or put a structure to it so that it is human readable. So for this, you have to use a package called UiPath.WebAPI.Activities package. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I'm going to first use a assign activity, and the same code that we have written, let's copy it. Okay, and save it, and let's create a variable here called serialized. It's a string, right? It's a string, so I'll simply say string, or let's say serialized response, serialized result, right? So whatever you want, you can just create it, hit enter. Now this variable just now you have created is a string variable. Below this, let's use one more activity. Let's use a write line activity. Sorry, let's use a deserialized activity. And here let's pass this serialized result, which is a string variable. And then let's print the output control plus K. So DJ, so I'm deserialized JSON object. Okay, deserialized JSON object control plus K, deserialized JSON object, DJ object. Hit enter. Okay, so I've created a variable. Now let's print this variable using a write line, enter, and here let's use the DJ object. That's it. Now let's see what happens if you want to print it dot to string. Okay, now let's save it, let's run it. Okay, so now we got the output. Let's see, now you can compare this output, okay, with the previous one. So if I paste it here, you can see now it is human readable. You can see how the output has come. Okay, you can spend your time to read this. So you got a result, you got a comment, you have a comment ID. Okay, and then the food was served very cold. This is one of the data that I had actually uploaded. I was doing a bit of testing, and then sent at so and so time. This was your timestamp that you generally send, source ID, timestamp, so it has got all the details. Then you have got something called prediction, you have taxonomies. Now look at how the prediction works. So default, under that you have something called hotel. So this data related to hotel, which is, yeah, it is 99% confident. If you see 0.99, it's 99% confident. It is related to hotel food. Yes, it is 58% confident. It is related to hotel food taste. It is again 58% confident. It is related to food cold. It is 42% confident. So the confidence score is going down and down. Hotel service, it is 10% confident, 10% confident. So it is going down and down and down. You can see the highest confidence is what it is on the hotel food taste, right? This is the actual, hotel is confident, food is confident, and taste. So if you see 58% highest confident, it is at this. So the model is predicting whatever message you have sent, how confident it is. Now for us to print this output, okay, in a variable you want to pass or XYZ you want to do, how you can do it, let me show you. Next, let's learn how to fetch required results from the getStream output. For this, coming back to the studio, here we have done the deserialization. So just to keep it more simple, I'm going to change this name to maybe JSON object, okay? So I'll say JSON object, hit enter. By doing a change here, automatically every other place where I've written that, it got changed. Now, for example, if I have to print a specific value, let's go back to the notepad where we have kept the results, right? So this is how the result has come. So if you see, the result has got two specific data. Okay, one is the comment and the second one is the prediction. In the comments, for example, we have sent the data, the food was served very, very cold. This is one data. Now, if I scroll down, you will see based on the number of data that you have uploaded, you might see multiple data coming here. So for example, here, if you see comment ID, there's another comment here, the food was delicious. So you might see many such outputs. So that means your results can be a list of outputs, right? It can have multiple sections of your output. So this is one message and there is output. The second one you just saw, that is another message, this is output. Now let's first of all, let's see, for example, I want to print this one. The food was served very cold. The message, what message was sent, I want to print it. How do I print it? So for this, you have to understand the JSON structure. That simple it is. Let's go back and here, let's use a write line activity. So here I'll use a write line activity. Okay. And I'm going to show you how you can print anything you want from the JSON response. So what is the variable name? JSON object is your variable name. Dot, sorry, you don't use a dot. Here you have to understand which one. For example, I want to print the results. Okay. So all I have to do, simply use a parenthesis and within double quote, you have to copy paste. So you can just copy this. Okay. Let me slightly expand this. And here within parenthesis, simply put it. Now you need to be careful whenever you see this kind of a square bracket. So that means there are many such elements. 0, the index number will start. 0 means this first element is 0. Okay, until here. Okay, until this. Okay, this is the 0th element. And this is your second element. Like that, you can have many such elements. So here, I want to first print the 0th element. So again, use a parenthesis, simply say 0th element. Okay, perfect. So you have to keep on using the parenthesis within the double quote. You have to see what you want to write. So now here I want to write so the ID, sorry, the text is there under comment, under body, and then text, right? So I have to first use comment, messages, body, and text. So I have to say comment. So here, simply copy this, copy, and here I will simply say paste comment, and then we will use again a double quote, parenthesis, and here there is something called messages, and messages has a square bracket and is there in the first element. So messages 0. So I'll copy the messages, paste it here, and wherever you see a square bracket, you define your element number. So here I will say 0. Okay, and then use the parenthesis once again, and I would like to print the body and inside the body there is a text, right? So body and text. So here again copy. So you have to go line by line and write. Okay, so body and then again parenthesis. Then I want to write the text. So copy the text. So here you may end up with certain mistakes. So check if it is following the path or not. So results, then comment, and then you have message, and then you have put a 0, and then you have put a body and text. So everything is followed. At the end, all you have to do is simply write dot to string. So that's the code. Okay. Once you have written this code, simply hit on save. Okay. Now let's try to run the code and see what output do you get. So if I click on this output, here you see the food was served very, very cold. The very first element of our data has come. Do you see? Now let's say I would like to print the second element where it says the food was delicious. This is also another entry I have made. So if I have to print this, what should I do to the code? So I'll click here, and here instead of results 0, I'll say result 1 and hit on save and then run it.
Okay, let's see what output we get. So here if I go to the output, the food was delicious. So you can keep on experimenting. For example, let me enter 2. What happens? Let's see. Because I was doing a lot of experimentation in between. Let's see if it has got certain results. Okay, so yeah, I liked the food very much. It was tasty. So like that is printing the output. Now, one of the important factor that you may wanted to capture is the prediction, right? For example, prediction for hotel is how much, prediction for this label, hotel food is how much, right? For example, for the first one, right, the food was very served very cold. So here the actual prediction is on the it's not on the taste, but it's on the cold. Okay, it's on the cold. Or else let's take the latest one, which is scroll down. So here let's the food was delicious. So it is talking about food. So here hotel, and then I have the hotel food where the prediction is 85 and confidence 85, hotel food taste 76. So this is what the predictions are. Now I know this is about the hotel food taste, and let's say I would like to print the predictions of each one of them and see and then decide later. Okay, so if I have to print, for example, this one, hotel food taste, this prediction. Okay, so how do I print it? Let me show you. So here everything would remain the same. Only thing we have to add here, we don't have to get into comments and do this. We have to get into predictions and do our JSON. So here what I will do, I'll remove everything here, and within the double quote, let's first write this value, prediction, and then you have taxonomies. Okay, so use this taxonomies, prediction, and then parenthesis, double quote, you say taxonomies. Careful, simply paste taxonomies, and then again parenthesis. After taxonomies there is a this one. Okay, so here um, the zeroth element has the all this data. Okay, so all this data is there in the zeroth element. So I'll simply say taxonomies 0, and then again parenthesis. um, okay, so there is a name, and then we have labels. Okay, in labels, so I'll say labels, copy this and paste it, labels. Okay, now labels has a square bracket, so here you need to indicate which element you like to extract. So here you need to know your taxonomy structure, where the first element, the zeroth element, has hotel, the right, hotel. And if you see this started here and it ended here, right? This is the first element. Then you have the second element, then you have the third element, then you have the fourth element, right? And then here there is something called fields. Okay, the fields. Okay, the fields property. So what I will do, I'll directly hit on this fields property. Okay, so prediction, taxonomies, labels, I came, and this square bracket is getting closed, closed, not getting closed. So there is something called fields. So labels 0, and then I'll simply say fields. Okay, so fields, if let's copy this, fields, and then it ended here, and then okay, the fields has no value, and then we have the name hotel food taste. Okay, so I think we just have to make a count. So here if I see all the element count, so 1, then where is the next parenthesis started? Okay, sorry. So see, if you see this starting here and ending it here, so this is a inside the curly braces, there is another curly braces, so you have to just count this. So 1, here it ended. Okay, so this is one element, this is one single element. Okay, so label 0 means it is going to pull you this data. Okay, so label
1 means it's going to pull you this data. Okay, label 2 means it's going to pull you this data. Okay, so I will just use the label 2. So here I don't have to say fields, I have to simply say label 2. Okay, now inside this label 2, what exactly I want to print? Let's say I want to print this label name. Okay, the label name I want to print, so simply copy this and within the parentheses write this. Okay, let's see up to here. Dot to string, save it, and run it. Okay, so let's see what it is printing. Okay, so here it has printed hotel food taste. Okay, it has printed the exact one. Let's say you wanted to print the extraction it's not extraction, we are just label confidence, right? So here I will do occurrence confidence and then value I want to print. Okay, so I'll copy this, go back to the code, and here slightly increase parenthesis, I am going to say occurrence confidence and then parenthesis, and I want to print the value. So the output should be 0.76. Okay, so copy, and I'm going to paste value, and then at the end I'm going to say dot to string, enter, done, and hit on save. Now let's run it. Like that you can do more of experimentation to see how you can fetch and work with your okay, there is something wrong. Cannot access the child value, need to sort JSON value. So there is something wrong I must have made. So name, okay, so name, you don't need name, right? So remove the name. So you need the occurrence confidence and then you need the value. So that should be it. Save, continue. Okay, let's run it again. Okay, so here if I see what is the output is printed, 0.38. Variable panel, let's go here. So 0.38, I don't know, maybe I'm making a mistake in the label. Give me a moment, let me correct it. Okay, so I have made a bit of correction here. Here I put a wrong index number, it's supposed to be 1 because the second element. So if I try to run it now, you can see it has printed 0.769988. Okay, so it is printing me the required value. So let's go back here and see the food taste. Food taste. Okay, here you can see 7699988. So it has printed the value. So likewise you can do more and more experimentation. If you know the JSON response, then you can think of many other ways to deal with them. Okay, so here I'm going to end the video here because the video has gone literally long, because we have done everything one step at a time and you have seen the entire exercise. I might come up with more such videos on communication mining, which would be a learning stuff for you. So thank you for watching it. Let's meet once again in our next video. Till then, take care.